warriors from around the universe. A wise choice, if not a brave one.
By the power of Grayskull, I command the drawbridge. Open!
Fight, you cowards, fight!
By the power of Grayskull.
Fight, you cowards, fight!
By the power of Grayskull, I command the drawbridge. Open!
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Manic Moment Studios. I go by Hondo. Don't take it personal. I'm an indie creator, animator, musician, and technologist coming to you from the Matilda, an express freighter NX-01 class galactic ship approaching Earth at your entertainment service. Settle in, and if you're joining us from the future and you missed out on the live discussion or the previous episode, don't worry, leave your notes or comments about your He-Man experience and sit back and enjoy the show. We got a big show for you today, people. This is part 2 of the He-Man movie wind down weekend. I'll be giving a little bit of review, but we're mostly interested in the results of the movies and seeing what the public's opinion is. Now, keep in mind, I am an animator slash audio engineer slash creator slash musician slash, and I will be saying a couple of little things, the pros and cons about the movie myself, and part of that pros and cons beauty comes with a brand new spanking yummy dilly yummy. I don't know what we're going for. But basically we have a counter, and let's throw that up on the screen just so you can see what we're talking about. Here's a counter for the Masters of the Movie Review Council that we are all partaking in. We're going to be talking about stuff throughout this whole podcast. Like I said, there's a lot. Then we're going to definitely take a deep dive into the theater merch fiasco. What happened with that? What is up with that? Okay, hold on. Let me particleize. I'm almost done particleizing. And hello. Is this the right form? This? Humans, right? We're doing Earth today? Yeah, we're doing Earth today. Hello, Earthlings. Welcome, Eternian friends, to the 6-7. I'm doing it. Also known as June 7th, by the way. Coined it, trademark, slash, did it here, copyright, slash 2026, bitch. All right. You know how we do here. We are super duper all about the animation, but today, and just like in the last episode, we are focusing on the live action MOTU spectacular of the weekend. Oh my god, I don't even know where to begin. I don't even know if you guys are ready, because all right, cut that effect. Because, and if I've been talking all this time in mute, that I'm just a cool guy. But that's how we do it here, because let me tell you, even though we have a little note card here, we never pay attention to it. So, I wish I could do that. Okay. And once we get into the animation talk segment of the show, it's mostly going to be about the He-Man cartoon, the music, the thing we all grew up, and the reason why Masters of the Universe even had an audience this weekend, and possible for the sequel, possible sequel stuff. We'll see. We don't know, but you know, those things happen. Like, more power to you. First thing I want to say is, number one, movie production companies, give me a call first. We'll be racking up everyone's opinions and results here. Yeah, sure, you can create an AI and frickin' scrub and crawl all the little URLs out there, but you're not going to get opinions that are going to be as deep as the one because we love He-Man so much.
By the power of Grayskull. By the power of Grayskull.
All right, cut it. Yeah, what other stream or podcast has that? Huh? Ladies and gentlemen? Yeah, I thought so. So, anyways, I hope that those of you that don't know me, again, my name is Hondo. That's just a nickname, so don't take it too personal. And, yeah, I'm an animator and musician, artiste, technologist. It's one of those titles, okay? Like, what do you want to say? It's not my fault that I do all these things, okay? It's just like, it's a curse, really. It's a curse. But here and there and everywhere and in between, we'll be doing some funny He-Man history stuff and giveaways. Did some of you come for the giveaways? Let's see. How many people are in chat? Let's see. Oh, chat's lit right now. What are they saying in chat? Let's see. Chat is saying, in order to take advantage of YouTube, refresh so that Google Chrome finishes updating. Oh, cool, man. Whoever said that, yo, peace and thank you, man. Like, awesome. Go ahead and subscribe, man. You get a free sticker for helping out so much. You know what? Let's just make you a moderator. Whoever said that for real in chat. So anyways, you know how we do here. We're going to get to a little bit of the Personal Manic Moment Studios news, okay? And some of the upcoming episodes of Tiny Tales, so stick around for that. And our channel goals, which you can all partake in and be a part of this journey. You'll see what I'm talking about. All that and a lot more. Unrehearsed, impromptu, and absolutely winging it. LFG, GG, here we go. Wow. All right, ladies and gentlemen. The first thing I want to say about He-Man and the movie is just give it automatically, just out of the gate, boom, a 1. It gets a pro. Just the fact that it was created and the fact that it exists, it gets a 1. So already, as you see, there are more pros and cons about the movie than more pros and cons. Yeah, more pros and cons, basically. And, okay, let's get serious now, right? Did you hear that? Somebody just hacked this. Bing! Somebody just came into my computer and destroyed it. Don't make me! Where is he? Where is he? Okay. So this is not like stream number 2. Let me go ahead and lower the volume and the DJ. Hey, DJ! Lower the volume a little bit.
Congratulations on a job well done.
Lower. Nope, sorry. Lower. Great. Right there. Are you sure? That's a good volume. That's a good mix. Alrighty. Actual retail sound level. Oh, sorry. It's still a little bit too loud. All right. Maybe perhaps just one little. You get one chance now. One chance. Do you want to lower it or raise it? Lower it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. She said she's going to lower it. She said she's selling seashells also by the seashore, by the way. Actual retail volume.
Congratulations.
Oh, go. You did it. That's a good volume. All right. What do you win? What do you win? Oh, my goodness. Tell them what they won, Bill. You won a like and subscribe obligation. Now you have to push the button down there. You know what to do. We're not going to do that kind of shit here, okay? Because we're not even getting started here. We're just warming up, all right? Okay, all of that, by the way, completely unrehearsed. Whether it was good or not, I'm pretty sure that at least 3 seconds of it came out good. Anyways, welcome, friends of Eternia. Welcome, friends of Eternia. Tonight's trivia question, because we always have a trivia question on the animation stream. Tonight's trivia question. Yes. I'm coming up with it. It's coming to me right now. I need a prop, any prop, a prop. Just give me a paper. A prop. All right. Tonight's trivia question is He-Man, of course, Masters of the Universe related. Which unlikely cameo that most people miss, including big fans? What does that mean? I don't know. Like I said, I'm just making it up. But yeah, there is really a trivia question because we always have here on MMS Animation. The trivia question is, which character of the He-Man lore did we see that was highly unnoticeable and only true diehard fans will recognize, but may have missed more than not? Yes, is that how you pronounce it? I believe so. Yes, sorry, I'm not too articulate tonight. I don't have QQ Cola, a previous show's trivia question, and if you're joining us for the first time, go ahead and jump on that. Try to figure out where that's from. QQ Cola. Yeah. We'll give you a clue. Let's just say it's a little culty. Speaking of cults, I want to indoctrinate all of you tonight and welcome you to the Church of Eternia, my loyal brothers and sisters. The Church of Eternia is a religion centered around the worship of He-Man, the defender of the universe and, of course, the most powerful man there in aforementioned said. Thus. Anyways, yeah. If we got time, we'll go ahead and dive into the Church of Eternia. And just to set it off, I'm gonna go ahead and say a prayer. Yeah, let's go ahead and say a prayer for the show tonight. Hope it goes good. All right, everybody, you know what to do. Let's invoke the power of Grayskull here. And yeah. When I say, by the power of Grayskull, all of you say, I have the power, okay? Let us all join now, bow our heads, and enjoy the show. By the power of Grayskull. In the name of Randall, Adam, and the sorceress of Grayskull, Iron Man. Ready?
By the power of Grayskull.
Here we go. Crush! Wow. That's exactly how that burp that I just burped from that Monster Energy drink that I just did. I was like, bar. Okay. A little early there. Okay. Not going to fire you just yet. Okay. That's why we made you an intern. Yeah. No, you're good. But you see, now you understand why we don't pay you. Now you see why we don't pay you. Little things like that. But you get hands-on experience here. Isn't that right, sweetheart? Okay, no. Sorry. Thought it was the 80s again. Anyways. By the power of Grayskull. And then everyone goes, I had the power. Maybe we'll dive into, and I'll tell you the story of the Church of Eternia. Perhaps. Not right now, though. Sorry, because there's just too much. It's just too too much to talk about. Where do we even begin? I mean, we have a whole 2 hours. Oh, and by the way, to the chess world and players and fans, all 6 of you that have seen me, to perhaps possibly my own self. Yeah, I don't know how views work that good yet. But anyways, look, we have a great show. Just Masters of the Universe again, part 2. Last show was a little bit impromptu. I had just gotten home from the movie, and I was like, oh my God, who do I talk to? I'm an adult, and not many people around me, like, know what the fuck even this is. I'm like, boo, let me stream. And I streamed. And I was like, yeah, because of this, because of that, and because of this, and you know what? And then I was like, oh yeah, by the way, I didn't fucking get a sword, but you know what? Bam! I got that. Oh yeah. Did any of you get the light box? You see the cup, the sippy cup on the left, and the Skeletor popcorn bucket on the right, and in the center, the limited edition light box. Nobody got the light box? Nobody? Only me? Oh, that's right, because I create them. That's my He-Man from like 2022, I think I did that. But yeah, it was 2022 or 2023. But anyways, way before we even knew there was a Masters of the Universe new movie coming out. Part of my pixel art collection, 50 designs in 50 days that I did back to back like a monster. That's why we're drinking Monster Energy Drink, the energy drink of monsters. Promo, pay me. Yeah, okay. With all my 3 subscribers. Oh, by the way, let me get this out of the way now. Okay, since it's in the beginning. If you're joining today, I already have accounts in the list of my subscribers. If from this point on, as of this moment, you are the 6th or 7th subscriber, we're going to give you a free sticker. That's right, a free sticker. And when I say a free sticker, it's not just a free sticker. It's like the He-Man themed sticker. You know what? I'm going to give you 2. If you're the 6th and the 7th, I'll be able to know. I'll count. I'll be like, no, this dude's like number 1. This chick's like number 2. This guy's like number 3. This kid's like number 4, 5. And here's number 6 and 7. If you're a 6 and 7, we will give you from our pop-up shop in our Whatnot platform merch shop that we have launching next week. As a promo, we have a lot of extra stickers and beautiful holographic things that we created. You're going to get a He-Man Hey-Ya. Hey-Ya. You guys know what that is, right? Of course you know what that is if you're on this stream. But a He-Man Hey-Ya sticker. And that light box that you see in the back, which you really can't see too well now because it's not very well lit and, you know, I'm using a webcam. But it's a highly detailed holographic print on clear holographic film celluloid. Wow, what a mouthful of pixel art. And that one particular is number, I believe, 22 of the series, and it's commemorating He-Man, coincidentally also. But that will be for sale, and the other 49 pixel art designs on the Whatnot shop. You'll have all those links in the upcoming streams, blah, 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 blah. But right now, we got a little bit of merch, and we'll give our 6th and 7th subby the sticker, the He-Man Hey-Ya sticker, and we have a miniature version of the Lightbox pixel art. We'll go ahead and send you that, and we'll tell you, you know, once you know, say it in chat or in the comments, even if we end the show and still don't have 6 or 7 new subscribers. When we do from, like I said, that point, I will know, and then I'll tell you how you can give us the address and where to send the free merch for our giveaways safely and securely, okay? Most likely it's going to be on a contact form that we have on our Tiny Tales website. Okay. And yeah, we're gonna keep rolling here, but I was trying to look for let's see if there's an example of the sticker I'm talking about. Oh yeah, there is. Look, let me throw this up here. So Yeah, there it is. So that sticker right there can be yours, and we're giving it away for free. It's on a holographic film printed on. It's a holographic sticker, basically. It's about yay big, the size of a keychain, and that's on purpose because we are selling some awesome keychains. I even think the keychain, one of them is on the merch cam already. Yes, it is. It's right there. You can't see it because I have everything very dark, so you can see the lights of the toys and the merchandise. Anyways, speaking of that, let's go ahead and tell you about the merchandise situation since I have it up here already. So yeah, in the last, I want to say a disclaimer because in the last show, I might have said a couple of things that were a little bit harsh, a little bit controversial, may have rubbed some movie house elbow billionaires, you know, a little bit the wrong way and ruffled some feathers. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. Nobody's watching this shit. But in the future, when they do, and when this spreads and it becomes super viral, our legal department told us to say a few words. So I'd like to first begin by saying, like, all the opinions and satirical information that I say on this show is purely for entertainment purposes. And the views and opinions that I give are not my own personal opinions and beliefs. No, isn't that what like big networks and channels and companies do to like get out of killing somebody accidentally and stuff like that? Like, I don't know. But anyways, we didn't say anything controversial. What I did say is that AMC's protocol has fallen. They have no protocol in place. Because as you see there, to the right, in the theater merch that I was able to get, there is no sword. And that's a big, big thing. And that's what we're going to talk about and jump right into. So, mind you, I went on opening day, okay? I not only went on opening day, I went when the theater opened. The doors opened. I was the first one there. I ran in. Nobody asked me for a ticket. I saw the people in the concession starting to like put stuff and get ready. And I walked up. There was a couple of people, family before me. They walked up. I was in no rush. I looked at them, evaluated, did the Terminator scan with /Robocop and Predator, and saw that they were no threat of possibly getting He-Man merch. And my suspicions were correct. I believe they went to go see some cartoon or something. I don't know. But anyways, that was like, for sure, I have the power today. I am going to get a sword, and I am going to say sword. But you see, folks, as you probably heard in the last stream, there were no swords. And again, I must stress that this was not Saturday or Sunday or Friday the 3rd showing. No. They gave all the swords that theater received forever, according to the manager and a couple of others. Their total stock of swords on freaking preview night. Shame on you, AMC. Shame on you. And if this is all a ploy so that there's a higher demand and then you can sell more, and it was just a way of like Mattel saving plastic and like, you know, being like, all right, well, let's make a lot, and if like there's a demand for it, we can always like make more. Let's not go ahead and throw away all the plastic now and invest in that, because now we're gonna be sitting on a ton of fucked up plastic, you know. And I believe they are going to sell a new batch, one of the heroes of the community, anti-scalpers, who possibly didn't get a cringer or something too. For me, it was the sword. Found out that I believe Regal Cinema has ordered new ones and you can pre-order them. And hopefully they'll stick to the same price. But the best thing about that is that we're going to be able to circumvent the fucking scalpers, who went ahead on a Thursday and most likely 50% of the swords or more that were gone by Friday morning, opening day, the advertised, as per advertised on posters. You see that up there? It says June 5th, okay? Like opening June 5th. Now, of course, many people who buy tickets in advance and are not in the know, in the biz, like yours truly, perhaps can see that you can go before Friday to like an early showing preview. And yes, you can go to an early showing preview, but in the past, there's always been a give and take. You know, there's a price to pay if you want to go and see the movie before anybody else. And usually the price to pay was there was limited merch. So if this theater had a limited amount of swords, the protocol is do not sell all the freaking swords on preview night, all the merch, all the, one kind of merch. So if they only had 10, which is what they told me, which I highly believe that, maybe they had 10 on Thursday when they opened after, like, who knows? We said our 3 possible conspiracies of the shortage and why in the last stream. But I'll go ahead and mention them again. Possibly, theaters employees, like, who are like, oh, wow, this is going to be worth a lot, or let me get this, whatever. Fans or scalpers themselves, whatever. Theater people, that's a possibility, okay? You can't rule that out, all right? And this is not saying anything bad about those people, just those particular people. I mean, if you're guilty, you're guilty. Like, that's what happened, right? The second one is scalpers, like actual scalpers. And then the third one, which we gave a pass, were people that did go see the movie, but went the day before to make sure that they get the merchandise that they want. You can't blame them. We can't be mad at them. And honestly, I thought about doing that too. And I was thinking even of buying my ticket for Thursday. But I didn't buy the ticket for Thursday because I said, I feel dirty. I just feel dirty, like scummy. I was like, no, okay, let me weigh the chances here. Let me think about this logically. If I go Thursday and they do the limited thing that they're supposed to do to make sure that on actual advertised opening day, patrons can get the shit that they are entitled to and arrive in place in queue to get. No, a whole bunch of people got a whole bunch of merchandise, in front of the queue, got their little hands on it, jumped the queue, and even the ones that are going the day after, like the people, like the third, possible group of people that contributed to the scarcity, the people that went early, like that's a little like, is it smart? Maybe. Is it still a little douchey? Yeah, it's still a little douchey. Because if you had a ticket to go watch the movie Friday night, let's say, and I had a ticket to watch it Friday, the first show, when the doors open. When the doors open, that's it. It's opening day. First come, first serve. And what would have been mine, or anyone else's in that queue, someone got. That is coming after me. And it would have been fine if there were swords left. But there were no swords left. I wouldn't care if somebody like, oh, other people came early. Oh, cool. Shut up and give me my sword. Thank you. All right. By the power of grace. Ooh, ah. No. But I really wanted to do. Anyways, my point is I'm not mad at those people. But even that was a little bit douchey. You know what I mean? If you're going to do that, like, just watch the fucking movie. So a lot of people apparently went on Wednesday and Thursday, and even like by Wednesday, I was already seeing on Facebook people being like, look at the merch I got. I got my sword and my Cringer and my Castle Grayskull bucket. I can't wait to see the movie later on a later date. So I was like, you know, some of those things, I was like, oh, okay, so my brain clearly is computing here that this person is saying, wow, they got merch, but also they haven't watched the movie yet. They got it ahead of time. So all these people jumping ahead of time are the people that actually created the problem that they were trying to themselves avoid. And by doing so, they took away the opportunity for other patrons who might even get there before them to get their claim to the merchandise. So that's a little bit messed up. Yeah, it's a little bit messed up. It's not the worst of the three. The worst is if theater employees contributed to absolutely no swords on Friday. Again, I want to say, I'm not talking about there were no swords Friday night or Saturday here. I'm talking about opening day. I purposely got a ticket to go on opening day because I said on preview night Thursday, if my calculations are correct,
When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious
swords, and there were none. So I was like, wait a minute. If I go Thursday and I'm not like the first one to get there, and they have a limited, because it's preview night, because obviously, they're not going to give all the swords away. The most important thing, like, is it the most important thing? I don't know. You tell me. What the fuck is that? Yeah, it's a fucking sword. It's the thing that causes everything to happen, right? It's the whole freaking thing. And didn't help that throughout the whole movie they hyper focused on it and said how important it is. So the whole time I'm like, be happy, be happy. At least I got my skeleton and my He-Man with the pee-pee coming out between his legs. Which I noticed yesterday on the camera when I was, not yesterday, but on Friday's stream when I was showing it on camera. I was like, whoa, you guys see that? There's like something dangling between his legs. And let me tell you, it doesn't look like no loincloth. But it is. It's actually the loincloth. What else is it going to be? I'm just saying, like, you know, if you've worked in theater like I have, and you're familiar with lighting, you know that if you put light behind something, it's going to make the something turn a little shadowy. Eventually, the brighter it is, the more silhouette-y it becomes. And yeah, I don't know if they did this purposely, but to the creators of this cup, if you were underpaid and this is one of those Little Mermaid cover things, like, I salute you. Anyways, so yeah, we're not super, we're chill. Look how relaxed I am. We don't care that we didn't get a sword, because obviously now we're actually going to do and use voodoo magic and incantation and occult things to actually create a real sword of power and destroy everyone who like got a sword before they like they were supposed to. No, so if this is all a Mattel thing, I'm going to add the fourth conspiracy theory to it. Is this also planned? Where theater chain employees and managers, the higher-ups, the ones inside the secret societies of Cinemark Regal and AMC Theaters, and Wometco. You guys remember that? Wometco. I told a girl that the other day that I was on a date. I'm like, hey, you ever been to a Wometco theater? She was like, I have to take this. And like, pretend like she got a call. Just like in the Masters of the Universe movie scene. God, I just realized that. Happened to me. No wonder I cried on that scene. I thought it was just because of Adam. All right, so we're not pissed, okay? We're going to make our own sword of power. There are 3D assets out there where people can print their own. And there are better ways to also do it. You can just like create it out of like clay or something, and then the way they do in the movies, and they create props, you know, cast it and make a mold out of it with silicone, and then, you know, cast it in resin and stuff. And when you cast in resin, you can put electric things inside of it and everything, and then it comes out super hard. It's great. That, oh yeah, you're gonna fucking see. I'm gonna get my fucking sword, bitch.
by the power of Grayskull.
Yeah. Gonna be that freaking cool. That awesome. And, you know, to all the other people out there, they didn't get a sword. Tell me why. What did you experience? When did you get there? Keep in mind, I wouldn't be as mad if this was like on a Saturday or even the Friday night show. You know what I mean? Because Friday night, okay, I get it. Maybe some theaters would have you know, given them all out in the first show or the second show. They would have all ran out. That would have been understandable. You know. But that wasn't the case. And speaking of that, I don't know how the numbers did. We're going to look at that. We're going to take a look at the numbers and all that stuff, because a lot of people are saying that Scream, the movie Scream, was did a little better than He-Man. And hold on, I think is the music a little too loud? No, it's just a little too loud here. I'm like blasting the TV. If you heard echo this whole time, I apologize. Echo was not on. It was on in the beginning, not on now. But anyways, you know, we have a few things to consider here for, you know, what are some pros and cons of the movie, right? I'm not going to judge the movie in this counter based on the lack of merchandise. The whole lack of merchandise fiasco, just to put it to rest, is stupid. And it's also serious. Yep. Yeah, we don't know what that was all about. But all I got to say is to my fans and my brothers and sisters out there, my friends of Eternia, don't buy a sword off eBay, because that's exactly what they want to do. It's some people like that scalp this, like the Pokemon scalpers. They are, you know, it's the same. The people that, you know, this happened to me also, I believe, with it was Mortal Kombat. I wanted the cool Sub-Zero and Scorpion figurines and stuff, cups, and they didn't have it. I don't open anything. Those were scalped, and see them everywhere, you know, like for like 3 times more. But the thing of the sword is, how can the actual movie chain not enforce a protocol, and also Mattel not have given more? I mean, they clearly knew the sword was like epic. It was the most expensive thing on the entire menu of the theater. Like, not just of like special cups and stuff, of the He-Man merch, it was the most expensive, $59. The castle was, I believe, $49. The popcorn bucket had $34, I believe. And yeah, you know, so they knew it was, you know, the creme, le creme of le creme, le creme of the crop, le creme of the crop here. And I, for one, would have liked me sword, but it just wasn't possible. So now I'm going to have to make one. And then after I thought about it, I was like, I probably would have not filled it up with soda anyways, just to keep it clean. And then, you know, then like, you know, the whole breaking apart thing so that you can be able to drink, so it's not like a whole thing and you stab people in the eye. I think it breaks apart, like the tip comes off, so it's only like yay big instead of like yay big. I don't know how that would have, you know, looked. But anyways, little things that we can all you know, circumvent. And by the way, if you did grab a sword and it was hard, and it was also like an emotional thing for you, and you had to go through all this crap, I'm not talking about the people that were able to easily get it, okay? But if somehow you got it and this resonates with you, or you did not get it and you somehow come across one, it's very easy to replicate. Okay, just again, just make a mold out of it and like cast it, and you can make an even stronger sword, an actual sword, you know, like out of like many different types of materials. So this is not an FU to Mattel or the theaters or even the scalpers. This is more like a okay, you think you're gonna extort everyone who wants a sword by buying extra ones. And to the people that work at the theaters, if some of you did take it and it contributed to, on opening day, there were 0 left, fuck you, because you guys really are the fucking, you're probably 16 or 17 or 18, don't understand what the hell He-Man even means or what it is. You think it's some Conan the Barbarian cartoon with like a Tarzan guy, and that it was just cool in the 80s, and that some stupid Gen Xer out there is definitely gonna pay like $150 for the sword. I'll give you 200, okay? Holler at me. Yeah, comment down there in the comments. I will give you 200. Okay, fine, 300. Okay, but that's it. I'm not going. 500 was my set price. Okay, let me just be okay. I'll give you 500, and that's as high as I will go. 500. Call me now. You know, like this chat. Any chatters? Oh, look, someone's already like making offers. Let's see. What are they saying in chat? Someone's saying subscribers only mode. Messages that appear are from people who've subscribed to this channel for 1 minute or longer. Oh, cool. Thank you. You know, I was going to say that at some point. So whoever said that in the chat, a real person, thank you, man. You get a free sticker too. That's it. I've made up my mind. You get a free sticker. You get a free sticker. You get a free sticker. And the person after who wrote, learn more, click here. Thank you, man. I'm always willing to learn. I always say, you know, I may be a master of this and that, but I will always be a student of more. So thank you, whoever wrote that in chat too. Yes, people.
You have failed me for the last time.
No. Wrong movie. But, yeah. So anyways, let's jump right into the movie. Right into the movie stuff, right? Where do we even begin? How about that poster? That poster reminds me of the 1987 MOTU. A little bit. It's almost paying homage to it. Remember, the trivia question for this stream is, what was a cameo that really stood out, but that even die-hard He-Man fans probably still miss? And I'm going to give you a clue, the first clue. It wasn't the Dolph Lundgren one, although that was pretty cool. I don't know how I felt about that. It was a very, like I got the whole, you know, passing the torch thing. But if the torch you're passing is a turd torch, like, I mean, do you want to even take that torch? You know, you're like, hey, it's okay, Dolph. we got our own torch here, which is more canon. Oh my God, this is like a liquid candy. I think I'm gonna go get another one. That's gonna be a bad idea. Bad idea for me, great idea for you. Yeah, no, we love Dolph Lundgren, and we love the 1987 movie because that's all we have. But now we have the new one with Nicholas Gitchling.
Congratulations on a job well done.
Nicholas, our boy, He-Man himself. How do you say his name? Galaxine? Galaxy? Galaxine. Nicholas Galaxine, hashtag He-Man. Bro, you killed it, brother. Okay, you get 3 pops, okay? And that's the maximum you can get. Even 1 is like better than like an Oscar. You got 3, buddy. Great job, okay? I said at the beginning, let's take it easy on the movie people, okay? Because they're gonna have a hard act to follow, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot at stake. We have high standards, the He-Man cartoon community. And, you know, we set the bar up pretty high. And we had high expectations. And they delivered. You know, they delivered. I heard a lot of opinions from people that were talking shit about it. And, you know, everybody talks shit about Jared Leto. Like, Did you even notice Jared Leto was even like Skeletor? I did it. You know, and it was kind of like a really good performance. Like his voice didn't sound like Jared Leto and didn't look like him. You know, it was Skeletor and muscularly, not like a hippie Jesus. You know, so he was covered up really good. Like, I don't understand why everyone's like, oh, Jared Leto's stupid. But I bet you that now, after people watch it, they're gonna praise his. They're gonna be like, it was like Heath Ledgery. It was Heath Ledgery. Yeah, great. Watch, here to see. You know, a lot of people also didn't like the fact that there were a lot of things missing. You know, from the movie, like Orko #1, right? So I guess, even though it's not one of my personal ones, like this is not, like I said in the beginning, just my review. I've seen already a million reviews and people like jumping on it to just like just milk the algorithm. That's all they want to do, right? But we have an animation channel here, and one of our greatest inspirations is the He-Man Masters of the Universe cartoon. So don't take it too lightly, our opinion here. And while other channels may have multi-billion or perhaps multi-$1,000 budgets to feed the algorithm and a bigger, you know, following and everything, when we do, is going to be epic, because the only opinion that counts here is the general, like, combined consensus public. And anyone who's not a diehard He-Man fan, if you saw the movie, we have to grade you on a separate category of non-He-Man OGs, but you like the movie still. Okay, so like that, we squeeze out the concentrated results of the movie, and here they are. Coming from yours truly, an animator slash musician slash engineer slash cuckoo cola guy. Let me tell you, it was good. Everything, the tone, the humor, the themes lined up, the visuals. I think it was great. Great directed. The pacing, the editing. Yeah. Everybody can talk about that. The box office outcome. I don't know. Should we do a share screen here? Let's do a screen share and throw this up real quick. Let me see. I'm gonna do something here. Bear with me, because we wing it, right? We're winging it. We have a little bit of structure, like we know what we gotta do. That's about it. We don't know how to do it. But let's leave the count down. Take it down. Yeah, here we go. So I just refreshed. What's this? Oh, okay, yeah. We're looking at just like in general, the hashtag MOTU. But anyways, okay, now I'm sorry. I got totally distracted. I have to click on this. Let's watch this. Let's see what the hell this is. Oh, okay, yeah, like I could tell by the. All right, yeah, this is gonna be like a He-Man hey thing. Okay, all right. You got to give it up to Nick, man. Nicholas, like he really jumped into it. I've never heard of the kid before today. Before like the movie. Now I was like, I didn't even know if he could speak English. I was like, is this gonna be another Dolph Lundgren, but just like Gen Zer? And surprisingly, no. The boy can act and he can speak. You know, he did a really good job. Not gonna lie. You know, actors usually follow direction, and what the writers write, we can talk about, and we're still going to obviously count the pros and cons. But I would say, you know what? Speaking of that, let's give it another pro. So already it gets automatically a second pro I'm going to give it because of Nicholas. He did an awesome job. The acting, some people say, was really bad. Have you seen the He-Man cartoons and what we're grading all this on ever? Sorceress, can you hear me? Tell me where you are. We are trapped in a timeless dimension, He-Man. It's pretty terrible in the cartoons, but that's what made it awesome, that we were kids and we thought, wow, these people talk different. And it was just cool. We're like, wow, that's how they talk in fantasy futuristic lands or whatever, right? Nicholas Galaxy, you did a great job. All right, you got 5 stars if 5 stars is the max, and 5 buckets of popcorn and 3 sodas, right? What's the on cinema? I believe is you get the maximum buckets of popcorn. You get 5 buckets of Skeletor popcorn buckets, 3 soda pops, and a little keychain with the little He-Man hey holographic sticker inside the frame that we're going to be selling on whatnot in our pop-up shop coming up next week. And you get one of those for free. Nicky. So already we're at 2 pros, 0 cons for the movie. And you know what I really wanted to go over here is some of the stuff that I saw said about Orko. Whatever. Like, I don't need that at this moment. But I'm gonna do a quick compare here. So I'll put the counter back up in a second. Actually, you know what? Why don't we just move it a little lower? Put it a little lower so we could still maybe see it. Yeah, like that. Put it like that. Yepers. And do the cool little thing you did. Like, okay, you really can't see the other number. Or can you? Let's see. Maybe move it. Hold on. This is. You can't really see it. Just keep it normal. Keep it normal. Don't make it like translucent. Who am I talking to? You might be asking yourself. Myself. But saying it out loud makes it more understandable to my brain, because I am typically not in the form of a human. I am usually in the form of myself from my planet. But since we're talking about Earth stuff, and today is all about He-Man, and we're actually on the way to your planet, traveling there, and we'll be there in about, well, we don't want to say it. It's going to be a surprise. A big surprise. I believe they're starting to make movies again about us. And, they're not wrong. But, what? I did actually, I'm a little bit distracted because getting like little notifications when they pop up. I have my phone tied to these systems, so when I get a little message on iCloud, it goes beep, beep, and it pops up on the screen over here, and it's I started mentioning that. Okay, all right, it's just a coincidence. It can't be. Like, I just saw some stuff about like actual aliens coming to Earth. But anyways, don't even get me started on that. Okay, Ava, as you see, gets paid to just stand there and look like a mannequin. She is our Jarvis AI / in-house studio model, and she's rocking a Skeletor head, which you really can't tell because A, the picture's this big, and B, it's a webcam. But yeah, Amazon groceries started delivering in paper bags that had a lot of Masters of the Universe stuff. I was like, what? One of them was this cutout of the Skeletor's head, the new Skeletor, and it actually said, cut this out and like cut out the eyes and put it on your face. So I just thought it was pretty cool. So a lot of you merchant collector people out there, if you're really hardcore into it, don't forget, you might want to get those paper bags too. Even though they put stickers on them with your address, but I was able to peel it off real nicely and perfectly on one of the bags. And anyways, it's freaking paper. Like, it's totally like, they're just, you know, it was cool. It was cool. Let's just leave it at that. Okay. Amazon does not own Masters of the Universe, even though it's an Amazon production, but Amazon's just one of the people that made it, right? A lot of others involved too. And look at everything that happened with the merchandise. He-Man back in the days was all about the merchandise. It was a cartoon that was created to sell toys. They didn't know how to sell it. They had these figurines. Somebody had an idea. They're like, hey, we need to make money or we're going to go down. Why don't we repurpose these old molds of these old toys and make this new lineup? And they made the first little comic. It was like the He-Man Masters of the Universe Origin, I believe was the name of it. Little flip book that you got with the first He-Man toy. It's pretty good. That explained it. And so they sold the toys as like, it comes with a legend. This legend. And they introduced the story very, very like innovative for the time. Now it's like the standard model, but very, 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 very well thought out. And that's what sold kids and me. That when I got it, by the time I got it, with no internet or social posts back then or anything like that, I already sort of knew the story. So it wasn't like I got a toy and there was, you know, it was just a cool toy, you know. Now that I think about it, I mean, most toys are made after cartoons, but this was just kind of like backwards. This is like they had the toy and they needed the cartoon to like sell it. And the first one was amazing. The first cartoon that they made, it was actually for a commercial with live action people, and then they showed the cartoon. And I remember that. Where did I see that actually? Let me see if I can just pull that up. I know I saw that recently too. I believe it was the He-Man. No, it wasn't the animation test.
Back up. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Watch here and see. Is this the first one? It might not have been the first one. It might have been the one after. Here it is. There it is. I remember that. I remember that. They animate his jaw like really big. Watch. Put it on.
Yeah, you know what's odd? If something's free, people just can't resist.
Oh, great,
Doesn't matter
YouTube,
what
great.
it is.
Yeah, like, I love you and I'm using you and everything, but Jesus Christ, with the ads already.
This toy
Stop with
comes with
ads.
something that can really open up a
Okay,
kid's
watch this.
imagination. Its own legend.
He-Man! Skeletor is his enemy.
It's the Masters of the Universe collection. And for my kids, the legend begins here with Castle Grayskull.
It holds the powers of the universe.
He-Man, Skeletor has captured Castle Grayskull. We must stop his evil power.
Let's see if I can catch that.
He-Man, Skeletor has captured Castle Grayskull.
Man at Arms, voice there is Alan Oppenheimer, the one who played, obviously Skeletor, but also did Battle Cat. So it might sound to us now like Battle Cat's the one saying that, but it's actually Man at Arms if you see it.
It holds the powers of the universe.
He-Man, Skeletor has captured Castle Grayskull. We must stop his evil power. To Grayskull!
His evil power! He had such a commanding voice.
He-Man's forces, but leave him to me.
Here I am, Skeletor.
Look at this. So at this point, there was still no sword. Kind of makes me feel like me on opening day. No sword. He broke through that wall with a shield and a battle axe. The sword came later in the story, and there were a lot of different inventions of how, it was created, including Skeletor's origin. They like switched that up a couple of times in the stories. Not only later in other, like spin-offs, but in the actual story.
Castle Grayskull is safe with us. Nothing's safe while Skeletor is out there.
And so the legend continues.
Okay, that for me, I was like, I was watching a commercial, right? This is what a commercial looks like. I remember being a little kid and I was like, oh, wow, look at these toys. They're so cool. And then all of a sudden a cartoon comes on and I was like, wow, the commercial's over. But wow, this cartoon looks like the toys. And then that part was over. And I went back to this and I was like, oh my God. There's a whole story behind these toys. I want to fight Skeletor. And I went to Toys R Us and I threw myself all over the floor and I started kicking and throwing a tantrum and started demanding the toys to my parents.
Continues in this Masters of the Universe collection.
And
in the imagination of
Wild
the
Hill
kids.
Play
Look
World
for it. It's
and
new
Toys R Us.
from Mattel.
Epic. Freaking epic. I got another little surprise for you too. Yeah, there. But anyways, so what are some of the other pros and cons of the movie, right? None. It was totally fuakata. Totally. I do think that people were talking about Orko not being in the movie. Now, remember, this is a spoilers. There's going to be some spoilers. The non-spoiler, like, it's already, like, it's Sunday, okay? If you're a true He-Man fan and you want no spoilers, then you're not a true He-Man fan because you didn't go to the movies. Like, you still haven't even seen it. And many, many people did. One of the things that I will say, which was a benefit for me, was that there wasn't many people at the theater. That was really weird, and a lot of people were showing pictures of them being like the only ones in the theater. That was a little sad. I don't know how true that was widespread. You know, a lot of people also have kind of given up on going to the theaters in general, just because there's all these other options, or you could just wait, or simply because it's just too expensive. And some people knew that if they go, they're going to be real sad if they don't get like a piece of the memorabilia, even the cheapest one, like just one of the cups with like a top that's like He-Man theme. So maybe that had a lot to do with it. Just theaters in general are struggling. I don't think that's a con of the movie, so we're not gonna give it a demerit. However, the fact that people are saying Orko was not in the movie, here's the thing, people. Okay, we have our expectations set really high, and for Orko, He-Man's like sidekick, it's just too big. And there was no way that they could have packed that into the movie. When they thought about making Masters of the Universe again, and the producers were like, all right, we're going to do this. We got money. We got it greenlit. Tomorrow, everybody, come to me. And when we start the day, have already ideas. And the next day, when everybody got to the office, all you heard was like, beep, 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 beep. The sound of truckloads backing up with ideas, right? Because there's just so many. So how do you pack this into a feature film? Standard cinema feature film, the sweet spot's just under 2 hours. It used to be 60 to 90 minutes. But people now like have a little bit more patience, let's say. I don't know. I don't even know how true that is. But, you know, movies have, the sweet spot has grown. And so it's about 2 hours. And in 2 hours, I mean, you can't even properly explain just Adam and his origins. Just like, you know, so they had to, the production companies, they had to avoid falling into the trap of making a movie only for Gen Xers. Because they knew that the core audience and the main fans of this movie, if, you know, at the end of the day, the idea of any movie house and studio is to do something not for free, right? It's to do it for profit. So the moment that they like said, we got to watch out that we don't lose a lot of money because we think this is going to be a big movie for everybody. And only Gen Xers or whatever, Xennials are gonna go. And we're not gonna do so good. So I think that's where the compromise, and actually we're at 3 pros, not 4. The compromise was we have to also make the movie self-contained and explainable to A, all ages, and B, new audiences. So if you're new, and if you saw the 6-7, right, and you're young and you're really not an old He-Man fan of the original, everything that comes out of He-Man is usually graded on a scale and measured compared to the original cartoons. Because the original cartoons, although it was actually short for a run of a cartoon show, it had a lot of episodes, I think 130 or something. Packed with like stories and some were great, some were you clearly could tell they were like running out of ideas and they had to like invent like a tree man or something, like he's a man and he's a tree, and he's a man in a tree, and He-Man fights him, Rockman. But so the movie house, sorry, I keep saying movie house because of the whole sword and the problem with the movie house merch fiascos. Sorry, I'm using one of those cool lenses on that merch cam, and you can only focus on one of the things, like the thing all the way in the background, He-Man in the midground, or the skull all the way in the front. Trying to get it all in focus. But so movie studios were like, we can't just make it this and miss out on all the money that we can make from other people. So we have to make it understandable to people that have never even seen He-Man, so it's enjoyable for them, to new audiences, without going too deep into political territory or woke, anti-woke, that struggle, which they sprinkled a lot of humor and I think it was done in a classy way. Like when they showed He-Man at his desk, Adam at his desk on Earth, and it said he, him for his pronouns, and they made him also like a little more in touch with his feelings and modern to today's standards or whatnot. They had a way of poking fun at ourselves for all this ridiculousness of wanting to tell people who they are and who they're not, to each his own, and without going into the woke territory and losing some people that are for some reason repelled by that, and yet they cannot even explain what woke even means, but somehow they hate it. And it didn't also go too much to the other side. It was a perfect blend of not using it for DEI and taking the Marvel Comics road, which Disney and Marvel has been very, very in your face of obviously we're doing this to appease a certain group, and that has completely watered down the quality of recent Marvel stuff. This movie didn't do that. This movie touched it in a way to say hey, let's get this stupid stuff out of the way, because there are some people that are going to be judging it on is this going to be a woke movie or not? Because if this is another woke movie, I'm going to call the president and tell him he better do something, unfortunately. And this is America. And, you know, this way of evaluating the movie is not correct. So the movie sort of touched on that, but in a very classy way, and almost just poke fun at ourselves. Not to really like push one agenda or you know, criticize another one. I'm going to show you right now a real cool thing. I'm going to take a 2-second break. And let me show you guys this awesome video that I found, which is great. It's a comparison. So really quick, watch this. It's going to have two, like a split screen. And it's just the intro, which we're going to get into in a few minutes when I get back and when we wrap up the pros and cons segment. And when we get into the animation talk segment, I'm going to actually analyze the music and show you guys and break apart and actually sample it all here live, all on camera, sharing it with you, splitting the screen. And we're going to dive deep into the He-Man theme song because there's just not enough time to go into all the music of He-Man, like the original soundtrack. The OST is awesome, all the songs. Some are like, you know, funny, but I mean, there was a kid's cartoon too, but for being a kid's cartoon, it had so many great things, and we all love that and more, and that's why we're such big fans. So now, somebody did a split screen of the He-Man old intro from the cartoons and the new He-Man, and they kind of got some of the He-Man Masters of the Universe, the new one, 2026 scenes, and they did a really good job at like overlapping and kind of doing almost like a side-by-side comparison. And let me know which one you like better. If you like the 2026, I think they did a good job as far as the He-Man transformation and compared to the old one, or do you still prefer the old transformation? Let me show you. Here it goes.
And the Masters of the Universe.
I am Adam, Prince of Eternia and defender of the secrets of Castle Grayskull. This is Cringer, my fearless friend. Fabulous secret powers were revealed to me the day I held aloft my magic sword and said,
By the power of Grayskull.
Cringer became the mighty Battle Cat, and I became He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe. Only 3 others share this secret. Our friends, the Sorceress, Man-at-Arms, and Orko. Together we defend Castle Grayskull from the evil forces of Skeletor.
Whoa.
What's that?
I just built a budgeting app in Base 44.
Guys, Nina just built an app.
Impossible.
Nina can't code.
Interesting. Can it generate reports?
It can now.
Nice.
So you're saying we can all build apps now?
Yeah.
I'm on lunch. I gotta make a call.
I'll be right back.
Just built an inventory tracker. Protein calculator. Book sharing app.
A workflow manager that's
Tracks who still owes for the group lunch.
Trash duty schedule. Since no one seems to care.
just built a performance
I just created
manager.
a goal tracking system.
We built the same thing, didn't we?
Yep.
Can this thing manage contact?
Is the SOC 2 compliant?
I want to animate this graph.
Create a party planner.
Profesor de Español.
An inter-office dating app. For dogs. For office dogs. You know what I mean?
Need a ride? Hertz has pairings for every adventure. See Star Wars, The Mandalorian, and Grogu only in theaters.
When do you feel?
Whoa! All right, you guys. I want to pause it right there. Because, swear to God, this, if you recognize this, that's not spoiler for anybody. If you recognize this, it's like, how do you even segue into this? Let me talk about, hold on. Let's go back. And sorry for the stupid YouTube stupid ad.
The masters of the universe.
Like, that was such an insult. I didn't mean to do that. This is a YouTube short that somebody put together. Let's give him a shout out. Get it in the edit, right? Of course, is their name. But they beat me to the punch, pretty much. They did something that I would have done, a side-by-side comparison. I don't know where they got the footage, maybe from free footage, but I mean, they did a pretty okay job. It's kind of like the things that I like to do. I'm like, I wish there was like a side-by-side of the cartoon theme song transformation and the actual new movie's transformation, and somebody did it. So this should have just played over and over again so you guys can watch it like 2 times, but the stupid YouTube crappy ad shit kicked in, and even though that's the way to make money for us, you know, like, sometimes it gets a little bit like excessive. Okay, and it's just like when this channel starts getting monetized, I like to say up front to the algorithm and AI gods, please play some cool ads, all right? Because nobody wants to see an ad about butt pills or, you know, fucking butt creams. I don't know why everything's butt, but everything is butts. And yeah, nobody wants to see that shit.
And the masters of the universe. I am Adam, Prince of Eternia and defender of the secrets of Castle Grayskull. This is Cringer.
What a cool edit, right?
Friend.
Different parts, but
Fabulous
there was effort.
Powers were revealed to me the day I held aloft my magic sword and said, by the power...
Oh, whoa. Sorry. That was like,
Whoa. What's that? I just built a budgeting app in Base 44.
Guys.
a little rude. I went to hit a trigger of my soundboard, and apparently when you click numbers too on YouTube, it'll jump to that spot in the video. Like if you click on 9, it'll jump to like the 90%, like 90% of the video already played. Whatever spot that is, it'll jump there, right?
I held aloft my magic sword and said, by the power of Grayskull.
Okay, that was like, I guess for the kicks. Like, let's show a lot of body.
And I became He-Man.
Should have been the sword. Oh, look at this. Whack-a-da. Pretty cool, huh? Like, what? Look at the whack. Like, whoever did this timed it right. Like, there was a little effort put into it. It collected all the clips that we're familiar with from the movie. Look at this. Like, and props to the movie people too, right? They were like, we need to get at least everybody in the theme song, because that's the thing people remember the most. In the cartoon intro, everybody from there, we need to put them in the movie. So, everybody. And look, this guy like found those exact characters. Did the outro, please. No more butt creams, like fucking butt pills shit. You fucking stop the ads before they happen. This is crazy. This is fucking crazy. That guy, I just gave him $3 million for watching this shit 3 times.
And the masters of the universe.
All right. Wasn't like that when I saw it on my phone. It just played over and over and over again. And I stared at it for like 80 minutes and I was like, yep, correct. Okay, all right, yes, the lightning time, perfect.
Congratulations on a
perfect.
job.
And let's watch it again. One more time, so you can see what I'm talking about. Let me explain it now, because this is the deep dive that I was talking about, and I'm about to jump into the actual analysis, broken down to you by a sound designer who worked in animation, and I am one of the original animators in the He-Man toy seagull robbery episode of my Tiny Tales cartoon that's coming up. And that's based on the story that, okay, so He-Man was like the most special toy that I had. I don't know why. It was like super fucking cool. Aside from a Godzilla. Obs. And my He-Man, I cherished him. He was like actually like my buddy. And I took him places. And I had Adam. So I hide Adam from myself when when He-Man was like doing his thing. For the most part, I walked around with Adam. And I knew that both of these alone are pretty cool, but together they're even stronger as far as like being a kid and like having, owning assets. Like that was like owning oil stock, and like Apple stock for us, It was like really, really cool toy. You know what I'm talking about, and the turtles and all that. Why? They were just plastic. I don't know, but you know what? They got us through the fucking 80s and like magically. So let's just go with that. Okay. Anyways, He-Man at the time was the most prized toy that I had. And I was like, I'm going to go out with my dad today to the beach. And he doesn't like that I take stuff, right? I can only take what? All right, so who do I take, Adam or He-Man? And I was like, of course, He-Man. But I'll leave the accessories, sword, because I'm going to the beach. Because they're little things, so I won't lose them. And I stashed the sword. And I went with my dad to the beach with one toy, and it was my He-Man. And this is a cartoon that I'm working on, by the way. I'm also launching a Whatnot pop-up shop where I'm going to be auctioning a lot of cool sticks, stickers, things, cool sticks. I'm going to be selling a lot of cool sticks. They're going to be, some of them are going to be brown sticks, some of them are going to be green sticks. And they're going to have more like nubs and more sticks coming out. Some sticks are going to have like more sticks, like branches. I think you earthlings call it, right? You like sticks, right? You people like sticks, right? Okay. So, I don't know. Like all the research we've done on them, like shows them fighting with sticks. Okay. Well, anyways, when I was an earthling child and the simulation that I had to go through training, to learn about your species, I went to the beach that day and I had He-Man. And I'm like, yeah, look at He-Man. My He-Man fly. And my dad was walking along the beach, doing exercise, disguised as an activity with his son. And I'm just there throwing my He-Man. And I run and I pick it up and I throw it as hard as I can again. There were not many people at the beach. So I was able to fling them like a good 100 yards. As a little 6 or 7 year old. Hey, happy 6-7, everybody. Happy 6-7 to you and to you and to you. Being everybody gets a little something. You get a sticker. You get a sticker. You get a sticker. Okay. What was this thing? Oh, yeah. Flung this toy 100 yards. And I run. And I get him and I brush out the sand and I was just like, this is so fucking cool. He-Man with sand, so there were parts where I was like, this is He-Man in like a desert. Yeah. Hey, Dad, look, He-Man can fly, look. Boom, would fling him again like 50 yards. And then I hear all of a sudden, I hear, what is that? Sound like bombs dropping or something, and I look out to the ocean, and all of a sudden, I go, and there, poo-poo, I lock eyes with a seagull. And it was already mid-winding down after a pitch of the He-Man toy. Right there. I'm accenting it with a sound, too, so you know exactly when I locked eyes with this bird. Seagull and I lock eyes. And he goes, towards my toy. And I'm like, what? Everything flashed in my head. I was like, no, that's not happening tonight. I pictured this bird coming in, swooping in, and picking up my toy before I'm able to rescue it. It was the most traumatic thing that ever happened to me in my whole entire life. And I lost my family in a plane crash in a mountain. And also, no, I'm kidding. You know, it was pretty bad. I was trying to compare it to like the worst thing ever. Or like losing a pet, but like one every day. Sad, you know. It was traumatic. So, did the seagull get the toy? What happened? Oh my God. Well, you're going to have to tune in to Tiny Tales to see the actual story because I animated it. But I guess I could say, like, yeah. Yeah. It did. It did. Totally did. And, I threw it. And it swooped in. And I was like, oh shit. I'm 6'7", right? Years old. I am already somewhat able to understand that I just created the biggest mistake I've ever done in my life. And I start, I start running. I'm like fucking trails coming out of my, back. I'm like warp speeding. And I'm about to make it. I'm like, Dad, help. My dad's like walking far away, like walking over women who are like suntanning, going, whoops, oh, sorry, man, excuse me, oh, good day, whatever the fuck. And I'm just like, motherfucker, I guess it's just me. And I'm running towards the toy. And when you're on sand, like your feet go, and then, so I'm like, running, my feet are like cracking my knees, I'm getting shin splits, my fucking chins are going brittling up and shit, and fucking like, I'm just like, I understand. This is the worst day of my life. I understand. And it just flashed before my eyes, and this motherfucking bird goes, swoop, scoops it up. A toy this big, pretty heavy. I would say it's at least a third of its weight. Seagulls are pretty big too. Like, they're fucking meaty. And they have a huge wingspan. So this motherfucker was able to get it with its beak. Not even its like. And I see it raise it. And that's when I'm like, oh. And then everything's in slow motion. So in my mind, I'm like, imagine it falling, picture it falling, come on, fall. I'm like, surely it's gonna fall. The seagull thought it was probably a hot dog or something that somebody threw, and because people fucking feed the birds and shit. And grabbed it and was like, whoa, okay, this is new. Okay, let me take this back to the cave, because the guy's gotta see this shit. What the fuck is this shit? A He-Man. They're like, wow. It's like one of those people that throw food at us, but like miniature. I got one. Let's take him back now and, I don't know, analyze it. And fucking, I'm like, it can't. It can't like carry it. Where's it going? It like went higher and higher. And this was the exact moment when, right there, when I noticed the bird banking to the right towards the sun, which I knew just from being, alive and there in the moment, the sun, the heat, your body knows things. It goes, it computes things without you even thinking about it. I'm like, the fucking ocean is that way. The bird just banked towards the ocean. Now, what I'm imagining and hoping that it gets tired of, it gets so tired of carrying the toy and realizing this ain't food. How does this benefit me? Plus, it's heavy as fuck. Fuck this. Thought it was a hot dog, man. And I'm like, it's gonna drop it. Completely never considering it can go over the ocean. And ladies and gentlemen. No, this is serious now. The fucking bird dropped it over the water. Miles away. I followed it. I'm like, the seagull took He-Man. He's like, which one, son? Show me. I'm like, that one. That one going over the ocean? Kiss the toy goodbye, son. And I'm like, no, I will hate you for the rest of my life for the way that you responded to my traumatic situation. As it dropped, he was already mid. You know how old people like laugh? They have that wheeze that. He was already like at the peak of that. And I'm like looking at him. Everything's in slow motion. I'm like, remember this for the rest of my life also. Compute. Photographic memory. Daddy laughing. Most traumatic moment of my life. What the fuck? He didn't understand, like, I get it. The old man didn't understand, like, that He-Man to me was more important than he was. He just didn't. Poor guy, he didn't get it. This was, like, a very coveted toy. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not, obviously don't love, like, material stuff like that much more than my daddy. But I digress. He thought he got a kick out of it. He's like, you can kiss that boy goodbye now. I'm like, oh, you're gonna buy me another one? He's like, no. Your mama's the one that has to buy you toys. I was like, oh, okay. And then I like dove into the water like Aquaman. He was like, no. He grabbed me because we were already at part of a beach that had like rocks and like the waves were like crazy crashing. I was like, no. I saw like freight ships with like, you know, shipping container ships way out there in the horizon. I was already like aiming towards it. And I like dove in. I'm like, as far as I was a good swimmer for it. I was like, as far as I must go. He-Man. My He-Man will rescue. I thought it was like losing a very sentimental thing, you know? It was like losing a family member or something. It was like crazy, you know? It was like, if I don't get this back, and I know it's impossible, because I'm a little kid and I'm about to go into the deep sea alone, swimming, to chase a toy. And like, I'm really serious about it, like completely, you know, like fearless. And when I don't find the toy and stop, and I'm like, I'm kind of tired. And I look around and I'm like fucking 3 miles away from shore. And just like, it's just like black ocean everywhere. Yeah. I'm just, you know, like it would not have been a good idea. That's what I'm saying. So, my dad grabbed me by my feet, jumped in, I was like, oh. Floated me back. He's like, come on, he's your set boy. I'm like, yeah. By the power of Grayskull. Just a toy, huh? 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 It says now we thank our sponsor. Yeah, which brings me to the point and what I really want to talk to you about. Today's sponsor, blah 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 blah. Fucking suck a dick and stick it in your butt. And we love our sponsor, so thank you. And that was the part of the stream that everybody hates. You know, when you do a shameless plug, you're like, man, I've been watching this shit, and it was so fucking cool and serious, and this motherfucker is just like reeling me in to get to this part. This like part, you know, like sponsor part and shit. Which brings me to the point now. I'd like to show you here. No. That is a merch cam, by the way, which is what Eva's rocking right here behind me. It's just a super close-up. Actually, we should be using that camera to show the other merch. The He-Man merch, because it's crispier. Well, we can change that tonight. But anyways, I digress. So what's another pro and con of the movie? Well, based on this little
The Masters of the Universe.
comparison.
Prince of Eternia and Defender of the...
Okay. Because I'm trying to recall the whole movie. It was epic. Like, it's Sunday, and I watched it opening day. So it's I've had time to think about it. But also you forget things. So let's just go by this. Yeah, when this part happened, I'm not a rough critic, all right? I don't care that Orko was in there. That's why I haven't marked it as a con that Orko wasn't in the picture. Technically, he was in the post-credit. He was in the picture. In the experience. You know, when I went to go see the movie, I saw Orko in there, period. And like I said, Orko is so big that these movie studios have to do a 2-hour containment of truckloads of ideas that people probably came with when, you know, they were writing for this movie and putting together like the stories, you know. Truckloads, beep, 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 backing up into the studio on the first day of working on the production, and, you know, they were brainstorming. They're like, here are my ideas. Can you go ahead and turn around the 18-wheeler, please, and start backing it up? And so they're like, okay, like, we got to cut some stuff. Okay. I get cutting. But completely changing certain lore and canon things, that's where I draw the line. Okay. So, for me, one of those things was the Earth theme, which left a bad taste in our mouths in the 1987 Masters of the Universe, when it was like, where He-Man starred at a Checkers Burgers, you know, Checkers Burgers on Washington Avenue, New York City, you know, like, or something. Like, wait a minute. I don't recall in Eternia a Starbucks, you know, like, so why? Why did you have to touch that so much? Just to do this has to be universal and explainable to everybody real quick. When the only thing of Earth that He-Man had, and this is not saying anything negative, but it is a con. It is definitely a con. I'm going to mark it as such. Our first con is the Earth theme. The Earth theme, if you're going to do the movie so close to the cartoon and stay so faithful to it, we are appreciative and love that. As a filmmaker myself, creator, whatever, I have certain standards too, you know, that I hold myself up to. So if I'm taking something and doing my interpretation about it, and I'm going to really stick hard and put a lot of weight and emphasis into the originality of the cartoons, then then that's what you do. You don't change things in it. If that doesn't work for you, you don't change it to make it work. You skip it. You leave it for another movie. And that's kind of what they did with Oracle, because Oracle's so big. Like, so to properly introduce Oracle, if there's a sequel, which I think there is, I mean, they left it open. But here's a trivial thing. So did they leave it open also? They also left it open in the 1987 Masters of the Universe movie, right? Yeah, correct. See? And it's... Okay, let's just stick to the Earth theme thing, okay? The 1987 movie has it. This movie has it. I like the version and the why of including Earth-related topics in this one better in the 2026 version. So they did do it better. But again, He-Man, Adam, as a kid, when he goes through that wormhole that they sent him through to escape with the sword, he loses the sword just like that. He was holding on to it. Oh, what, was the Force pulling it? Okay, fine, whatever. It could have been a Force. Evil Force pulled it. How does it end up at a fucking GameStop? Okay, basically, all right? Let me just get it out there, okay? How the fuck does it end up at a GameStop? On a fucking Cargor? What the fuck was... Okay, whatever. Like on the barbarian statue guy thingy. A display. You mean to tell me that there was a force that caused this kid who was going through this wormhole to not be able to hold onto the sword so that it stays in his hand, and pulled it out and lost it, or maybe he just let go, but I mean, he immediately tried to get it. He's like, no! And you don't go, no, like, if you let it go, it's for other reasons, right? And so whatever pulled it away, I was like, okay, he lost the sword. Great. Now he knows what I feel like when I came to the theater and I'm putting in a sword at concession, even though it was the first one here during the day on opening day. First one in the theater, first show, the afternoon show, okay? The matinee. Now he knows how I feel. And loses the sword. How does it end up on a cutout? Not a cutout, but whatever. A display figure of like a comic book shop on Earth. Wow. The most powerful sword. What? Like, it came to Earth from this force that pulled it away. And okay, it still came to Earth. It just dropped somewhere randomly. Okay, why didn't it drop wherever Adam dropped? Where did Adam appear on Earth? In a park in New York Central, Central Park, or like a gas station? Like what, And why wasn't the sword right next to him or relatively around him? If it wasn't some other source and force that pulled the sword away in the wormhole, like an evil force, and disappeared the sword to like another realm or something, like a mountain in another fucking planet or some shit. So that to me all stems back to the problem of why even include Earth? We all know that the only Earth that there was in He-Man is Mother Earth. Like his mother, that's where she's from. That's it. And she ends up, getting stranded and having an SOS and having to teleport it to the realm of Eternia and ends up, coming out there and crashing into Eternia. She's like an astronaut rebel fighter, or something like that. And that's the only time they really mention Earth, and the only time, so for He-Man to grow up on Earth, who are his parents? Like, is this what part 2 is going to be about? Smallville? Like, are you teeing us up for like a Smallville? Is that what's going on? Please don't. Okay, please don't. Okay, leave the Earth thing, call it a loss. Go back to the cartoons, watch it. Hire me, all the people in chat that know what's up. 6 and 7. Next subscribers. And yeah, Yeah, all expenses paid. Like, we'll do it. We'll do it. I think the Earth thing created more of an issue than we needed. Because it raises a lot of questions. Where were the detrimental key figures of Adam's life if they're going to switch the story so hard and tell us that Adam, you know, what was up with his dad in Eternia also, like, kicking the bucket? That was crazy. Okay, so let me give that another con. Okay. We're about to get tied here because I got a third one coming. So, King Randor died. He-Man lived on. His mom was older. She was there. Sorceress, still in the picture. Tila, still in the picture. But the other con for me was, how do I put this lightly? Because I'm a huge fan and also like not that serious, you know. But I also understand too the, you know, the challenges and the standards that we're holding up the movie makers to. I love it. I already said it's great. I love it. It was the greatest thing, you know. It was like epic. And I'm even going to go see it a second time before it leaves the theaters. Hopefully during some restocking of sorts, preferably. So I don't have to actually make an actual sword of power. Yeah. So, was it good or did it suck? Well, okay. The other con for me was, so con number 2 was Earth. That brought with it a bunch of other problems. I'm not gonna like consider those little cons too. If it stems from that, then it's reason number 2. Reason number 3 is we all remember the you know, He-Man's intro, you know, the only 3 others share the secret. Con number 3 for me was it seemed like more than 3 people shared the secret. Okay, so let's go ahead and add that. Throw that up there. How, if you're going to stick so faithfully to the lore and to the canon, are you going to change some of the canon? Yeah, let's just change it because it's convenient. It'll help us explain. No, find another, you know, there's more, you know, a drop never falls the same way twice, you know, like you can get there. There's many different paths, you know, just they got blocked and somehow by something else and something else. And they were like, constraints, time and all that stuff, you know, oversaturation of ideas, too many things. Actors also, you know, like thrown left and thrown to the right here, thrown all over the place and like really putting in a lot, but also going through all the typical chaos of a production that every gig and everybody participating in that production, from the offices to the actual sets, there's always some fucking drama, right? You know, and so they got through it, and through something with the bar already set really, really high, right? But it seemed to me that a big group of people knew and shared the secret. By the way, the voice of He-Man is so cool. We're about to dive into the sound analysis in a second, but you got to remember to talk about that too. And, you know, just the way that Nicholas Galitzine delivered, like, it was really cool. He did a great job, considering everything that was to be expected, and him looking like, you know, I don't get the feeling like he really, really, really is like a crazy, crazy nut. He-Man nut, right? I was pretty impressed. The corny parts that some people are complaining about, like on Reddit and on Facebook or whatever, the Masters of the Universe stuff, saying like, I didn't like it was a little corny. Have you seen the cartoon where this comes from and what they're trying to like replicate here? Just pick any episode, watch it, okay, and wait for one of those like moments or whatever. Or like cheesy, the moral of the story tonight was, you see, Oracle wanted to stick things in his butt. And you can't stick things in your butt. But Oracle found that out the hard way. Oracle actually got help then from Tina, and Tina was able to. So the lesson is, have your friend. Okay. I don't know what the lesson is. You get it. It's pretty corny, right? You can't be like, oh, like the actor like acted corny or whatever. The third strike for me is that more than 3 others share the secret. And again, if you're gonna like be so faithful to the canon, then leave parts out of the canon that you don't know how to like approach yet, instead of like forcing them to this, like, yeah, oops, like Fistman now knows his secret, like Ram Man knows his secret, Man-at-Arms Tila Cringer knows his secret, his dad, his mom, the sorceress, like Eddie Murphy, Sigourney Weaver, everybody knows. Everybody knows, but shh, let's keep it all secret. That was where I draw the line. Sorry. Okay, so for me, strike 3 is that. I was really upset towards the end where they were all like convening, like, so why does he keep walking away every time that he wants to? Oh, let's just okay, why? Did they paint themselves into a corner? Did they shoot scenes and were like, oh, look at all these cool characters, we gotta like pay homage to Fist Man and Ram Man, and they did a great job at that too. And like I said, like in that comparison that we watched, that's still up there on the screen, they hit all the check marks, and even Oracle a little bit there, like, oh shit, Oracle, right? Now a 4th con, which I'm not gonna demerit, but that everybody's talking about. Hold on, I might be undecided. I might actually move it into the okay, I'll mark it. But right now, it's just a con that I'm not fully decided on whether to give it the demerit or not. But a 4th one would be, from others, many people are saying they were deprived of this right here. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. You know what? Okay, let's give it a demerit. Okay. We had Cringer. You know what? Okay, look. I didn't want to give it a demerit, but I'm going to give it a 4th. I'm sorry. It's going to be my 4th con because of 2 reasons. If it were just they didn't show the transformation of Battle Cat, that's up many other people's opinions. I was like waiting for it to, when they were slow motion showing the sword, and I'm like, okay, here it comes. Now he's gonna go like this. Now he's gonna go like this. Now he's gonna go like this. And now he's gonna go like this. I'm just gonna be like, and then they didn't, and I was like, okay, all right, come on, Cringer, where are you? He's around there. He's like inside where were they? In Snake Mountain? Yeah, right. Like, I'm like, he came in, right? Because like he rode in with Tila, and Tila was actually the one riding him. But if you notice, I think in the first cartoon, actually, the first time that anybody rode him was also Tila. So, like I said, they did a great job being faithful to the movie. But if you're gonna be that faithful to it, let's see how long this takes. Let's just actually count it. They did all this, all of that. Cringer was already in the vicinity. 1. 9 little seconds more of time. Why didn't you call me? Why didn't you talk to me? Why didn't you email me? Why didn't you call my agent? Why didn't you comment anywhere on the many, many different like social networks that I tell you, like go look at? They're here, they're there. You could have found it. Like there was no excuse for you to not find someone, and at the very least, if nobody, me, to do the fucking 9-second cringer transformation scene. But, like I said, that is not the reason why I give it the demerits of making it the official fourth. To me, it's a second cringer reason too, and that's why I give it an official con, and it's con number 4. Cringer, oh darling, like, if I wasn't so pissed that I wasn't able to get a sword sippy cup, like the grown adult ass man that I am, muy macho man.
Super macho, yeah. I was not able to get a sippy cup. And because I was not able to get a sippy cup, I think it saved me from crying when Cringer, reunited with Adam. Because I was like, I remember I was like, oh my god, Cringer. And then Cringer found Adam after Adam came back from Earth. Adam from the comic book shop where the sword was on a display in a random place on Earth instead of some museum or evil villains collection or something, or some mystical mountain in another realm or some shit. It was at a GameStop. How? That sword. You mean to tell me somebody picked that sword up and was like, yeah, you know what? I don't know where this is from, but I'm gonna create, I know this perfect place for it, and it was this fiberglass, yeah, okay, we said that was one of the cons already. We're really looking for the pros here, and let me tell you, there are a lot, so don't worry. Let's just get this out of the way, okay? Cringer in that reuniting scene, I probably would have taken my panties off if I wasn't pissed about the fucking sword thing, right?
But to give it the proper fourth con, for me the reason was Cringer's, or should I say Simba, and the way that he sounded after. Now, if everybody recalls, and if I may remind you, I hope Adam's not gonna do what I think he's gonna do. Like Cringer's voice was at around that range, I hope Adam's not. When he opened his mouth, when he reunited, he sounded like freaking. I was like, Lion King? Really? Wow! Awesome! They're I don't understand this, but somehow they got Lion King in here, and cool. It's are they trying to trigger the emotions that I felt when the Lion King's dad died or some shit? Cause that don't sound like no Cringer to me. But we're still not worthy. Thank you so much. We are so thankful for you. Thank you. Thank you. We are kind to you, and thank to you and Manjula. That's there's even a movie. Don't worry. This is not a reproach. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll give you a topic. 6, 7 has nothing to do with the number 6 nor the number 7. Discuss. Oh, the sugar nut. Yeah. Activate. So, yeah. I'm totally sorry, but, Cringer, we didn't get the transformation. I understand why, but you still, like, I could have done it. Okay, I do pretty cool shit. Have you seen my Voltron shit? Because I hope to the makers of Voltron, before you make Voltron, at least incorporate my vision of it so that you can understand how to make this really something other than just another squeeze of an old franchise for us Gen X Zennials. And if you don't got time for all that, I understand. Okay, I know how it is. Just know that. Just go for scale is what I'm saying. Go for scale. I have demos already that you can see on my portfolios and on my sites and socials. Go ahead and feel free to take a look at them. Okay. You want to push Voltron and make it like really sink in. Voltron has to be huge. Okay. Not no Power Ranger shit. Huge. Not no Transformers overkill shit, just like huge, like future rocket launching base magnified by 50 times more the scale to be able to maintain those lions and like house them and shit, like that. It has to be like, whoa, that's big, you know. You do that, chef's kiss from me, okay? You don't even have to think about it. I already did it for you. Go ahead and send the check. If not, go ahead and just call me, consult me, hire me, just for a little while, okay? Speaking of wild, give you a wild ride, you know? Like I got a lot of ideas for Voltron too, and many other people too. Let's get a group session going, and I will coordinate everything, and then we can proceed to begin my creative director, Voltron, the upcoming Voltron movie, and how to put the, you know, the vision together, get the storyboard for everyone else. I can do that. Actually, like I said, I already did that. What do I win, Bill? All right. I'm gonna give it an automatic boom again, just automatic pro. Just because everybody's talking shit about Nicholas Galatine's acting and some of the other actors and perhaps other things that are like, why are you even like evaluating it based on that measure? They actually did a really good job considering what they had to work with. And that doesn't mean that they did an okay job. It was like, whatever. No, they did a really good job. It was not easy.
The Secrets of Castle Grayskull. This is Cringer, my fearless friend.
So the fourth demerit was because of the Cringer thing, right? But I'm not saying like they did a bad job with like actual Cringer. Like he looked cool, the scale, his size was beautiful. You know, everything, the expressions, it's just the voice. When he reunites with Adam, I would have liked to have, you know, more of like a teenager, adult, you know, male, not adult male, sorry, like a teenage, like, what do you call that age where you're already like 17, 18, 19? You know, when your voice stops croaking and it starts dropping and then eventually you lose the croak, right? Like, you know, that's how he is in the cartoons. This was way too like polar opposite. It was like, you know, Shaggy here in the middle from Scooby-Doo, and then Simba over here. You guys went totally Simba just because of the, I don't know, like you guys get distracted more, like felines. How do talking felines sound? What do we have? Did you ask AI? Because I would understand. AI is like, let's check the human database. Okay, apparently the talking felines are like from Lion King. This is what it should sound like. How does Cringer like? What age would you say Adam was when he fell through the portal and they sent him from eternity to Earth? 7? What age was he? Like when he was working in HR on Earth already, and they showed like the adult version. What was it, like 20? All right, so that's what? Like more than 8 years. Okay, let's just say. Okay, and a feline, a cat, 8 years past. It's more, and Cringer sounds still like a 5-year-old Simba. Really? Especially the cats are so big. They're really, really big. You know, they're fucking really big. But anyways, that's why the transformation, not seeing Cringer transform, that really
Congratulations on a job well done.
But what are you leaving that for the second part? It was only 9 seconds, you know. You had already a lot of Cringer models, you know, 3D assets of Cringer. Anyways, do we have the 6 and 7 subscriber yet? No. Okay, nobody gets a sticker then, okay? Because if nobody wants to participate, then nobody gets a sticker. But if people participate, then somebody gets a sticker. Does that make sense? Of course, because I mean, that's the only way it can happen. All right. We're tied. 4 and 4. You know what that means, right?
By the power of Grayskull.
Not gonna grade any of the movie's pros and cons based on what happened to me with the merch situation. You know, the whole not having a sword there on opening afternoon, not even opening night. But I don't think that's part of the. Was this a great movie or not? Kudos for sure to
Cringer became
that. And then they have this.
And I
you mean to tell me? Okay. You mean to tell me you have this already? This is a 3D asset. So you could just like take He-Man, delete him, zoom in, fly around him, you know, set the camera, record, and then pass it to me. And I start adding all that stuff. I like the way this guy edited it.
Cringer became the mighty Battle Cat.
Somehow this guy
and I
found that
became
footage of Battle Cat. So
the most became.
How do you guys have Battle Cat already? And you couldn't just like send it to me. I would have done it pro bono. And I would have put all that shit around him. And all that stuff. Damn, I was hoping the thing didn't change. I'm just like repeating exactly what I just did. Because that's for the edit. That's for the edit. Okay. Trying to not lose track of it. I told you we wing it, right? So all you have to do then is, you know, it's already an independent asset. Just add outer glows and inner glows and create some sparkly patterns and, you know, actual, like, you know, to tip the hat, sir, to the old animation, like, you know, with like digital brush, like do some actual animations, mix some of that, like just that, you know, that would have been nice. Seeing the transformation, I get it. I get why a lot of people were hurt about that and not seeing Oracle also, or saying they didn't see Oracle, but I understand why these two things. And the only thing I can think is that they didn't find somebody to do a proper battle cat for, because you didn't have 9 more seconds. There are so many talented independent animators and artists out there that would have, just to have the honor, would have maybe even done it pro bono and done a tremendous job, possibly better than if you hired in studio, you know, geez, what's the word? I know the words all the tip of my tongue. Whatever. These groups that, what do they call it? Teamsters. Oh my God. Like, I have a super brain fart. All I'm thinking about is like drinking a Coca-Cola. I'm like, I want the Coca. Should I get it now? Damn, I should have gotten it before. Yeah, because we got to wind down here, and I got to like do the analysis of the animation and the soundtrack and break down the composition and all that as a composer and arranger myself. But yeah, anybody would have done that. So why didn't you just do it? It would have been 9 more seconds. And right here, like,
and I became
transformation. Right here, look at the bottom. Okay, well, right after that, if you remember, he sort of like grabbed the sword and like pointed it, and then, you know, we didn't get the finger part. Okay, not a complete con for me, but you lost my vote when you changed his voice to Simba, though. Okay, like not all felines sound like that. So I don't know if that was, did you ask AI like what the talking felines sound like or something? That would be in their data sets, but I don't know. I just think like 9 more seconds you could have, and that totally would have been like, not that, you know, the people that clean the theaters need more jizz all over the floor, but like it totally would have been like a triple orgasmic like of nostalgia for like a bunch of us fucking idiots that are like, oh, 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 the hey man, you've won this time. But I'll be back. You remember that? I remember them pitch perfectly. That is why I'm going to break down the analysis and how I'll share how I had to recreate the theme song and why in a second. But yeah, we're tied here with the pros and cons. Oh my God. Okay. You want to resolve this real quick? Let me make this real easy for you. Bam, pro for Skeletor. Bam, pro for Tila. Bam, pro for Man at Arms. Bam, 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 bam. Pro for all the characters that are actually in the cartoon intro. You got Trapjaw in there. You got all these people. You know, some cool sound effects. I did hear some sound engineering, little hidden gems. You know that like the, and maybe a, you know, that they threw in, although they did recreate a brand new sound palette, meaning both like sound effects and score. That's beautiful. The music of this He-Man was very, very, they didn't try to replicate it, but at the same time, it did sort of have like that feel, because I was looking at it like, okay, how would I create this? What music? If they came to me and they're like, this is your responsibility, okay? You are responsible for the He-Man music right now, okay? It's all in your hands. You and only you have the power to make or break this. How are you gonna do the sound? I was like, I wouldn't have done it like this. I maybe would have exaggerated more this and that, but good job. So automatically give it another pro. Look at that, we're already at 13 and 4. The music, it was pretty good. And I did hear like the little hidden gems in there. Did anybody already guess? Anybody already guess? And if you're watching this in the future, go ahead and comment. Like, the giveaway is still in progress. If you're number 6 or 7, you're gonna get one of the free giveaways for free. a He-Man Hey Ya sticker, and also a little replica of the pixel art Lightbox He-Man design from the 50 Designs in 50 Days series. Oh yeah. I mean, what other con can I find it? What other con can I find? Nothing, that's it. You know, if you weed out the like racist shit, and if you weed out the bigotry shit, like, you know, reasons of those people's opinions, like those people's opinions don't matter. They're so disgusting. Like saying, like, for example, a certain character was not a certain ethnicity and they were that in the original. Okay, this is controversial. Who's talking about this? Nobody. I'm gonna just tell you that I understand, and anybody with the right mind understands what they're talking about, but it's just not as big as an issue in our minds. We don't give it that much space as and weight as these people do for some reason. Like, He-Man was a cartoon, okay? Like we would get it if you had like strong stances about the way that a Japanese emperor was, you know, represented and portrayed. The emperor was Japanese and it was played by a Filipino. How dare you? How dare you? Let me take my white glove off, sir. Yeah, you know, like, it's not nice. You know, do a nice thing there, you know? It's not a nice human. You know, like, chill. It was a cartoon. And Tila, I didn't even know until some people pointed it out, and I was like, okay, like, observation. Thanks for the heads up. Why is it bad, though? Apparently the actress is of Spanish descent or something. Okay, who cares? At least Tila wasn't played by a monkey or a tiger or a bear, you know. She was played by a human woman, you know. Okay, great. Did she do a good job? I think so. But let's give it another con, okay? And I'll tell you why right now. We didn't get the Tila jump where she lands and there's Adam is like here somewhere, like, and she's like, Adam, you're so silly, I'm faster than you. And she lands like that and we see her from the back with her butt. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, that's actually a real trivia, second trivia. You guess this one, you get 3 stickers. Okay, 3 stickers. Just put it in the comments. First one. Find the episode where they reused for the first time, or it's possible 3 or 4 different episodes. Because I was trying to look for it. I wanted to make it one of these. You know, one of my overlays where Tila jumps and all, you know, young boys from the 80s when they were kids, when they saw that first and saw this chick's butt from behind and this, you know, combat bikini, you know, combat tactical bikini. It was pretty like fucking like amazing, okay? To say the least. And so whenever that pops up, if you rewatch it, if you don't remember and you see that, it's going to trigger something in your brain. Trust me, you're going to be like, oh yeah, that's right. Why did I repress these memories? Well, I didn't. I remember it perfectly. I replay it a million times. And I've been trying to find that episode. Because I want to make it an overlay. I don't know how I'll use it exactly or particularly have a specific spot in the show to throw it in, but I will find a way to have Tila rain down upon us. Why did we give it a con, though? Okay. Because Tila knew. He-Man. Remember one of the other cons we gave it? That, they know more than 3 others know the secret, right? Tila being one of those 3 others. 15 others know the secret. It's sticking to, you're gonna be faithful to the canon. Okay, we love that. This is not by any means, look, pros are winning, as you see. Like, by no measure is this like a negative review of the movie, but that part does give it a con. So we're actually doing scientific statistics here, and as you can see, it's 13-5 with the pros winning. So no need to worry. Masters of the Universe production and movie people, you are still good. And but let's go ahead and throw some more cons on there. So Tila not knowing was kind of like a big thing in the show, because we were always like, oh my god, is she gonna notice that Adam is He-Man when he's wearing his purple loincloth or his brown loincloth? No. Like, oh, Cringer, you know what that means. We have to leave and get out of here now. Oh, I hope Adam's not going to do what I think he's going to. Right? And then Adam leaves, and all of a sudden, Adam comes back with a different loincloth and a big suntan, And Tila's like, that Adam is a coward. He always runs away. So, like, it was cheesy, but it was like a thing. Tila never knew. And we were always like, to us, that was like our friends. So, like, millennials who, like, went through the whole, like, oh my God, Friends was like my church, right? It was sort of like that. We were like, will she? Won't she? Will they? Won't they? Are they going to kiss? Are they not? Is He-Man going to be like, oh, if I was He-Man, I would be like, I'm He-Man. No, kiss the ring. No. It was like it made you think, like, what would you do? Speaking of what you would do, that's one of the things that people in the religion, you humans out there who believe in the Jesus, are like, what would Jesus do? Well, here at the Church of Eternia, we know exactly the word. We practice the word of the power of Grayskull. Oh my God. Okay. Whatever. Let me just do it now. I want to show you guys something super funny. Speaking of the Church of Eternia, do you know, is this real or not? Because I just saw this come out, and if it was made, kudos, man. The editing and filters that they use, beautiful. But apparently, this coincides with the Church of Eternia thing. And it only validates it and makes it even better. Apparently somebody found footage and put it up recently again on their channel of a segment of what it looks like public access television and an interview with a person, and it was in the 80s, and somebody, a very religious fellow, was talking to the host and saying how He-Man is occult and demonic. And let me tell you, it is magnifique. Let me see if I can find it. Of course I can find it. You don't have to worry if I can find it. It's already queued up. Because we're professional here, people. Okay, we know what we're doing, okay? It's right there.
There is a difference between accessing a video model and owning one.
It's basically...
Check this out. So, apparently, this diehard religious fellow, and many people that he was able to convince, or the ones that convinced him, legit thought, high key, that this was really bad. And here's my opinion. I think, and I'm going to show you the whole thing. I'm going to do a full run through without stopping. That's why I want to preset it for you and just get it out of the way so you can absorb this yourself. But I just think that it was an excuse to go to their pastor and use some of the church budget to be able to buy all the toys because they're like, hey, we're going to talk about how He-Man is anti-Jesus. And it's about worshiping demons. And in order to do this, Pastor, and spread the word, we're going to need all the figurines, the castle, Snake Mountain, the Eternia set, which was the size of like a lawnmower, okay? Anyways, that's just my opinion. Now let's watch this. I'm going to let you watch it through one time, and then I'm going to rewind it and go like step by step because there's only like a little piece. There apparently is a second part. I don't know where it is. I don't even know if this is real. This just like, it's just great. Check this out.
When do you feel this blatant turn towards the occult and witchcraft really took on its momentum?
Well, there's a cartoon called He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Now, He-Man and the Masters of the Universe really broke the ground on this cartoon occultism.
We're going to play a little segment here showing the transformation of He-Man.
What you just seen is He-Man being transformed. In fact, his name is Adam.
Yeah.
First man.
Interesting.
Until he's transformed, and then he becomes He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe, by lifting his sword in the air and yelling by the power of Grayskull. Now, to understand this, we have to understand what Grayskull is. It is a castle built by unknown hands in the shape of the skull, and there's a demon spirit living within it that manifests in the shape of a skull. And so our good character is empowered by occultic demon spirits. In fact, I was talking to one lady, and I've heard a number of experiences like this, but she said, my little boy was in the back seat of the car, and a radio preacher came on and said, our Lord God, the master of the universe. And her boy jumped from the back seat of the car and said, Mommy, God isn't master of the universe, He-Man is. Running around in circles saying, He-Man has more power than Jesus. He-Man has more power than Jesus. This is Tila, and this young lady is involved in witchcraft, and you'll notice that she's a very voluptuous looking thing, and they wear very tightly clad clothes and sometimes even negligee type things on the show.
So there's a sensuality about the toys also.
Yes.
There's several faces, the many faces in this little toy, which change, but you know, you can become a skeleton creature, and we could go around to the different faces. And this has got to have some kind of a message to the children.
Oh, definitely. It says you can be demon-possessed and still be good.
And Skeletor is this ugly-looking skeletal creature with a staff in his hand. Now, what's that staff that he's got in his hand?
The staff is a ram's head staff. Now, the ram's head is a very occultic symbol. It's boiled in cauldrons. It's used in different occult practices.
Of course, we know that the goat's head, the ram's head, represents Satan anyway in the occult. So little boys are really being programmed to evil. Could we talk about Snake Mountain for
Sure,
just a minute?
let's take a look at it.
It's got an interesting little feature here. I'm going to turn it on. It can actually transform your voice from your regular voice to that of an occultic hero. Is that correct? So let's get a Skeletor type of voice. Let me turn this on here. I think I'm getting it too loud. Skeletor, the master of the universe.
My local mayor wanted to sue me after he saw what I did with this new pressure washer. There's a new power wash nozzle out there, and it's the most brutal cleaning tool you'll ever own. But here's the bad news. In just a few weeks, regulators will force the only company that makes it to completely gut its pressure output. That means weak water flow, pathetic cleaning power, and a nozzle that won't blast through anything like this beast does right now. The current version, called Hosehawk Pro, is unlike anything you've ever witnessed. That's because it doesn't...
Foo-foo. Foo-foo. Who are these foo-foo ads for? No copyright. No copyright. Don't hit us, algorithm. Do not ding us because we're not gonna play the song alone. So listen to this instead of that, and focus here and not there. Everywhere else. Don't look behind the curtain. Pay no attention to that man. Yeah, no copyright. For sure, that was a copyright. Now, sometimes they let you get away with it. Like, as long as you're not using it as like, this is my music in the background. Plus, if you notice, somewhere hidden in this stream, you can actually see I have given credit to the studio and copyright owners. Anyways. But this is an analysis of He-Man. And, yeah. We're about to dive into that. Who knows this song better than anybody? Besides me. Who else? Who else is the nuts, the crazy musician that's like, have you like actually heard He-Man and its arrangement? It's freaking awesome. All right. No, please, no more air conditioning like ads, for the love of God. Okay. Let's just leave the pros and cons for now. 13 to 5. I don't have that many cons anyways. And you know, many more. I loved the movie. It was fantastic. I loved it.
By the power of Grayskull!
I was gonna say that. Oh, and by the way, at the beginning of the stream, if you heard some music that sounded like a hip hop beat or something with a bunch of He-Man samples, yeah, you did hear that. You weren't just like imagining it. That was a beat that I made with He-Man samples like back in 2003 or something. And since back then, I've been hoarding a lot of the samples and using them. And I remember I paid this huge homage and made this 23-minute long like mix called The Great and Powerful Mix, with the bulk of the samples coming from He-Man and He-Man cartoons. And then one time I had to recreate. Okay, let me go back because we can't play these people's stuff. Stratos. Who else out there Who else out there was a little confused and thought that when they saw Mechanic that it was Stratos? I was like, oh. And then, like, he stretched his neck, and I was like, huh? I know there were a lot of He-Man episodes, but I don't remember watching like him. It wasn't Stratos also, like, had a crazy neck? No, he didn't. Stratos flew, and when Mechanic appeared in the movie 2026, I first thought it was Stratos, and then he didn't fly, and I was like, what? Or he was like jumping, he like jumped into the scene. I don't know. I thought it was Stratos. I mean, Stratos appeared more than Mechanic. I think I remember one Mechanic episode, and that's the one that I was able to find and pull up here. Or was that the Stratos? No, I think this is Stratos' origins. Anyways, whatever. I'm confused. And again, it's like proof of like, oh, I thought we were getting Stratos. I recall Stratos more than Mechanic. I only remembered Mechanic when I had to like be reminded. You know, I was like, oh yeah, but so no Stratos? Okay. And we're not gonna play the whole Search for a Sun, but watch the Search for a Sun episode. That one explains the origins of that. And anyways, we have, let's hide the counter for a second. I might do a screen share here to demonstrate I just wanted to say the breakdown, like the breakdown of the He-Man song. And the breakdown of the He-Man song is an interesting one. I don't know if I present it through. Let's just present it through my screen. And where is the versions I need? So I had to recreate the He-Man theme song intro because I just had this silly idea that I wanted to do the whole speech, but in Arnold Schwarzenegger's voice. I was like, wouldn't it be funny if he was like, I am Arnold, Prince of Eternia and Defender, you know, or something like that. Right? So I was like, cool, this will be easy. And then I had to think about it. And this is why I appreciate the song, and I'm going to share this with you so you guys can be inspired too. Either aspiring musicians or seasoned. You can appreciate this. You know, because you there. But I had to recreate it just because of that stupid reason, right? I was like, okay. So the first thing you do is like, all right, so I need the song and the whole theme without the voice of He-Man because I want to replace that. No AIs at the time extracted the vocals or were able to disguise it, and none can still do a great job at it. Or even what I would consider a good job, because I have high standards, obviously, being a sound designer myself. This was a conundrum to me. So I was like, all right, so there are instrumentals out there. And for sure, there are. Watch. He-Man theme song instrumental. You look for the best one. OST main theme song, right? Let's see if they don't hit
It's
us.
odd. If
Of course
something's
they're gonna
free,
freaking hit
people
us.
just can't
Because
resist
this
it.
is Manic
More
Moment
badly, if
Studios.
people
No,
turn down
fuck
free
you,
money by
fuck
not
you,
switching to
fuck you,
Goddard.
stupid fucking
Customers can save
butt
$900
pills and all that. Fuck you. You know what I think
So
about
you have
you?
this in a-
Yes, motherfucker. Yeah, I went over you. Yeah, that's right.
On this
I went
ship,
over
you
you.
represent His Royal
And
Majesty,
you,
shall
and you
dress
too.
accordingly.
Norwegian
So the-
Cruise Lines.
Is there any
You're the
Royal
Norwegian.
Majesty's
You're the
Swiss
Carnival
Floppies,
Cruise
perhaps?
Lines
Silence!
of Norwegian Cruise Lines. That's weird. That's weird. All right. The fact, what are we doing? Gaming? Gaming?
When He-Man arrives, there'll be no way to stop us.
Thank you, Alan Oppenheimer, for visiting for 2 seconds. Here's your paycheck. All right, man. Wish we could have shown you, but we're like doing this now, like pirate style. Pirated radio style. You're listening to Pirate Radio here on Manic Moment Studios.
You have failed me for the last time.
Sorry, Dad. No, Dad. No. All right. Pausing the music so we can hear this. I'm going to have to talk over it just to not get copyright ding, but what I will be saying will be educational. Right? Let me vocalize the part where he talks. I am Adam, Prince of Eternia and defender of the secrets of Castle Grayskull. This is Cringer, my fearless friend. Fabulous secret powers were revealed to me the day I held aloft my magic sword and said, catch that? There was no by the power of Grayskull. Okay. So I was like, cool. Here's my backing track. Here's my backing track, instrumental, for my Arnold Schwarzenegger parody, version of He-Man, but as Arnold Schwarzenegger. Perfect. Like, we're almost there. We're almost there. But error. You are never almost there when you're just starting, right? So in order to make the arrangement correct, we need sound effects, right? There are no sound effects here. Okay. So you might ask yourselves, what sound effects do we need? And you quickly realize that you need a lot of them. Let's try to count them, even though I already know by heart and know it in memory. Like, okay, who am I playing? I just don't want to look like too geeky. But I know this pitch perfectly and every frequency of every note. So, okay. Right there. We don't need that. What we do need is
And the masters of the
we need the chorus.
I am Adam.
This is the part we're going to do as Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? So we have the instrumental for it. Right now, you're about to hear the first sound effect, a thunderclap.
The secrets of Castle Grayskull. This
right there. So I was like, all right, we need a thunder, Ugh, I hate that when I press my triggers, it also moves the YouTube slider. I'm going to have to deactivate that for the next time. 'Cause this is hurting my ability to move fast here. Like you're making me move super slow.
defender soft my magic of Castle Grayskull.
Right there. The next one is this Cringer, and you hear the tick, the rattling of the I'm afraid sound. Right?
This is Cringer, my fearless friend.
Fabulous secret powers, and then the next one you hear is like a right? The sword coming out of the sheath.
Fabulous secret powers were revealed to me the day I held aloft my magic sword and said,
You heard it? Click. which was made, I think, with like rubbing two like concrete tiles together or something like that. It's perfect. I'll tell you where to get them and where they all came from because I found them, and trust me, it took a long time to get the right ones. You can't just drop in. Many people have done that, but not us here. No. You need to find the exact thunderclap. And I'm like, okay. So already this is turning into a freaking mission. Like, I just wanted to do like, I am Arnold, Prince of Eternia. And like, that's it. And like, it doesn't sound good without the, I found the backing track, but it doesn't sound good without the sound effects. Like, that's all part of the magic. Okay, we're already at like thunderclap, specific one. Cringer rattling. Sword sheath. Another thunderclap is gonna come now. The aforementioned in many streams sound name that I have given it. It's called Fuakata. This one, right? The right. And sorry, I had to press those triggers to go back again to the same spot. But anyways, you have to find them. The hardest one is Battle Cat because you can only get them from the cartoons because it was actually a mix. And you can only get them from the cartoons. And in the episode, they come with the vocal track too, and like the song track. So like if Battle Cat was going rah 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 and there were like lasers firing in that episode behind him, and you had to dig to find a clean Battle Cat only, piece in like a needle in a haystack.
Of the secrets of Castle Grayskull. This is Cringer, my fearless friend. Fabulous secret powers were revealed to me the day I held aloft my magic sword and said, "By the power of Grayskull."
Ukada. The hiss. Another explosion. That's right. All right, we'll back it up, man. We'll back it up as many freaking times as we freaking need to, all right? YouTube.
Fabulous secret powers were revealed to me the day I held aloft my magic sword and said, "By the power of Grayskull." Became the mighty.
Okay. So yes, my people, ladies and gentlemen, your boy, of course, got Cringer. I'm sorry, Battle Cat. The Battle Cat sound. After looking through 56 episodes. Because this was actually an MGM and Hanna-Barbera mashup as far as sound goes. It actually was found in the Hanna-Barbera library of sounds in their animals section with a combination of an MGM shared also lion intro. MGM has that logo. Notice how MGM was involved also in the movie now, right? Shout out to MGM, to the algo, #67 MGM. In the name of the sorceress, Ranko, and Adam. I have the power. By the power of grace. Let's back it up. Okay. So that was 9 sounds, ladies and gentlemen, if you were keeping count. Where the hell am I going to find those sounds? Battle Cat. You hear a faint violin behind him, but that's as low as I could get the violin without it affecting already the entire sound. Because I wanted it to sound exactly like Battle Cat. And yes, like I said, I even know the frequencies. When the ray hits Battle Cat, he goes boo, 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 boo. Right? 4 distinct, same one, same. And like, you know, repetition roar. And then an accentuated 5th one. Watch.
The secrets of Castle Grace. Fabulous. Cringer became the mighty
Oh, okay. You could barely hear it there because He-Man's talking over him. He goes, bear, 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 bear. Right? It's like fired off. Like, bear, 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 bear. It's really hard to find that. So I found like half of it in the Hanna-Barbera library. The bear, bear, bear. And then the accentuated one comes from a mixture of an MGM one that they did using probably that and an elephant too. And that's how I got apparently Battle Cat. And since I couldn't put it together because I couldn't find the exact one that in combination made it that roar is in their jungle, I believe, Hanna-Barbera's for sure library of animals, particularly jungle. And but it sounds like at a lower pitch or something, right? This was a while ago already when I discovered all this and I had to do this. So okay, fine. So I found the hiss, you know, this one. There's like a, you know, firing, but it's not that whole sample. All that's in it. Not that one. Right? And I don't have them on trigger because there's no reason to have them on trigger, really. I mean, there's really no reason to have like these, but these are just cool, you know. This one I could do when I, you know, like, I don't know, disappear and reappear, you know, like, I don't know. But a sheath, okay, just trust me. I have those samples too. All of them. I had to recreate many of them too. Like the punch here, it's actually from a whip crack, and not even the crack, just like the like the sound of like the whooshing of one.
Only 3 others share this secret. Our friends, the Sorceress, Man-at-Arms.
That one. Okay, that one's more Star Wars, but I have the more pure Man-at-Arm arm cannon ones. Oh, I think I found another con for the movie. Let's give it a con. Here we go. Where's the counter? Throw it up. Throw it up. Throw it up. I can't see it. Oh, yeah, of course. You see it because I'm sharing my screen. All right. Boom. Man-at-Arms. I was waiting the whole time. He kept relying on his fucking RoboCop gun. Like, I was like, when are they going to do the frickin' Man-at-Arms? So obviously the movie still rocked. We're still 13-6, and like for sure we're like almost done. All the votes are almost in, you know. But yeah, that part, Man-at-Arms, when he fires, we got all. Oh, we didn't even want to get that far in the Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, so, you know, I had to dive really deep into who created the music. I was really trying to find, I kept running into all these like obstacles. Like, so did you know, as part of this analysis, that the instrumental, once I got it, after finding all individual sound effects and having to recreate some myself, but exactly as they are in the cartoon, Not a, oh, if there's a thunderclap here, I just get like another thunderclap. No, like exactly the same. There's an issue that I found that I later explored, and I see it every, like, even when I watch an episode that I vaguely remember or I just plain out have never seen. Probably haven't seen like all the episodes. I'm like reminded of it if I hear, because sometimes they would switch the theme song, the intro. In the beginning, they covered it up really nasty, but I don't know why. If it's that they did the music first, most likely. I mean, you have to animate to the music and to vocals. They laid down the music, they did the animation, and somewhere along the animation, they hit a bump and like threw everything off a little bit and then continued. And that threw everything off because the sound of the theme, when they probably went to go do episode 1, we're going to show the first theme, episode 1. You hear that the transformation, they had to like use a piece of the same song they already did, but like they threw it over to cover something because there was a noise there, and they like threw it over to cover a noise. And the noise that it was covering was not even a noise. It was a transition from one bar of the beat to the next one. And they wanted to like double it up, but they didn't split it right, and they sort of just threw it over. So you hear this overlapping of the soundtrack and then a piece of like the previous part of the beat, like chopped and thrown over to like double it or extend it and cover up something. And what they were covering up, what I like saw, is basically that the animation right there needed to come at a specific point. The needed to happen at the scene like where, he transforms. I'm trying to like remove the window. Why are there 2 windows? Hold on. Yeah, that keyframe that we have there in our beautiful background, you can see that at that point in the theme song, once they got it correctly and they redid it, I guess they designed it wrong and hastily tried to engineer the doubling. And why did they need a doubling? They were covering something up. They were covering that the beat. They figured out, oh, I wrote this song. It seemed like whoever wrote it, I know the guys that wrote it. I don't know them, but like I know who it is. Seemed like they handed in their work. The animators animated, and somewhere along the line, something got like mistaken out of place, and then continued along that timeline, right? And it's basically that this frame aligned perfectly in the composer's head as like a climax in the song, at a peak in that area of the song, those bars. Hey man, when it goes, hey man, it's like the man is like an explosion. It's like he and that's exactly the sound that they do. Right here is the like exactly is this is the second key, like the moment, the exact frame where he transforms from Adam to He-Man, right? And it's like the peak. It's like when you're like, whoa, he fucking transformed. This is it. This is the inception, right? And so let's go back now. Watch. These are all things I had to notice. And again, why did I have to notice this part? Okay, because when I was saying, I am Adam, Prince of Eternia, doing my parody after I got all the sound effects, found a good instrumental, realized things weren't aligning because I was basing it directly on the timing of the cartoon, side by side, my track that I created, my backing track with my sound effects, over the cartoon so I could. And I was like, okay, the instrumental is slower. Okay, so I had to speed up the instrumental. And when I get to the part where I'm like, By the power of Grayskull, ba 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 ba, and at the in my timing, when I would say I have the power, it seemed like I was going too fast. I'm like, wait a minute. By the time that I finish, I have the power, and it's within these bars saying that, and it's for this long at this pitch. Like I did it perfectly. I'm usually not in this part of the beat. And I went crazy looking at my wave spectrums, analysis, analyzing my voice. I'm like, why am I doing it exactly at the perfect timing, exactly at the perfect pitch? I mean, like, I know this. I mean, like, I could hear it. I could replicate it perfectly and do it vocally. Like, it's part of, like, my whole talent and shit. Like, how am I coming late? Like, I'm starting exactly at the point where he's like, Grayskull, you know? And it's like, ba, 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 ba. That's how much time goes by. And then, I have the power. And when I would start it and finish my power, the beat was already like, you know, like winding away. I'm like, getting away from me. And I realized and I found what it was. It's this glitch in the animation where the animation went off track from the music. And when they lined it all up and went to go release at episode 1, they covered it. Let's see if we can find it. I'll show you exactly the part. If you have a good ear, you'll definitely be able to hear this. Find the exact one. Man, let's just yeah, I think this one has the error.
And the masters of the universe.
It might be good if, like, you could see what I see, right? I could explain while I'm
Prince of Eternia and
listen to, watch for that phrase.
This is Cringer, my fearless friend.
Because that's when they cover the sound. I believe if this is truly episode 1.
I held aloft my magic sword and said, by the power of Grayskull.
No, this one's actually already corrected. So somebody got the good intro and like, oh, this could be because this is also, I mean, I don't know how official this is, but it does say this channel is Masters Heman and She-Ra verified. So yeah, this could be edited. Okay, no, we need like one of the hidden gems. Where's? Okay, okay. See, a lot of people say this is the first one. No, it's the Cosmic Comet. No, it's the Diamond Ray of Disappearance. Diamond Ray of Disappearance is another analysis within its own. That one's my favorite episode. Because that one, I think, is the first time that I ever saw He-Man. I picked it up at that point. And young people, if you've made it this far and are celebrating 6-7, and you want to get into real He-Man and understand what it's about, and, you know, you don't want to do stupid first episode things. Everybody knows first episodes are not cool, right? They suck, and you really have to watch episode 2. Although there are many series that are like cult series, you know, that people love, favorites, and we appreciate a pilot, even if it's poorly made, but it's the inception of something great, right? Well, watch the Diamond Ray of Disappearance if you need a starting point, because for me, I luckily saw that, and that's my first He-Man memory. It maybe wasn't the first one, but it's the first one I remember. And it had a way of showing everything, from the cool, scary stuff to the funny things. And it introduced literally all the arcs of all of the characters. One of those rare episodes where it explained everything. It's like the animator's task was like, okay, they're not getting it, so make an episode with all the toys. Figure it out how you're gonna squeeze this whole entire fantasy world and introduce all these characters. And they found a real clever way of doing it. And that's by Skeletor here, seen calling all his this part. That's from that sample. from here.
warriors from around the universe.
Diamond Ray of Disappearance. It's like a gem because it really introduces everything. And then you can like watch every single episode in order. But it'll be good. Anyways. Yeah, this one should have the error. No, okay, no, this is a different channel. Monday morning cartoons. Let's see. Monday morning cartoons.
Imagine being able to build.
Oh my god, with the freaking freakity freaks.
Base 44, a complete AI creation.
Okay. If this is truly the first episode, it should have the cover up that I'm explaining here. Yeah, it sounds well.
The masters of the universe. I am Adam.
Remember, look for this part.
Eternia and defender of the secrets of Castle Grayskull. This is Cringer, my fearless friend. Fabulous secret powers
Listen,
were revealed
don't
to
look.
me the day I held aloft my magic sword and said, "By the power of Grayskull."
Okay, unfortunately, they're making me look super bad here, okay, because this one has the correction. So this is not the first theme song. This is an edited version, rip of a DVD that, of course, studios would have already fixed it. There's a rare one out there, and it's the actual freaking... I should have had this on a list. I threw the ones... Through the ones I thought I was going to talk about. This one's kind of two. This is the same one that had the fixed one for the Cosmic Tennis.
Revealed to me the day I held aloft my magic sword and said, "By the power of Grayskull."
Okay. So along my journey in trying to recreate the beat, obviously I did a lot more looking into it there, and I have it downloaded. I believe it's even in my Winamp playlist that I have to demonstrate tonight's stuff. This is supposedly the OST. I only have the audio, so I know I have it, but maybe they don't have it online or it's hard to find. But let me get you there. Let me walk you there. This says, if you look up the song, the main theme, I believe it comes from non-official. Right here, it's coming up. By the power of Grayskull. I have the power. Okay. So this is just the instrumental. But if you notice, it's an instrumental with no sound effects. And it's an instrumental with the chorus. We like that. That's good. Right? By the power of Grayskull. Okay. So I discovered that error in that glitch where they had to extend it. And all the songs you see now, all these examples that I've been showing, trying to look for the one that has the mistake where they just like chopped it up real nasty in like episode 1, like when they were trying to like get the series out there. There was an error with the song. I have that in one of the millions of versions that I have. Just take my word for it. But in trying to recreate the beat to do a stupid Arnold Schwarzenegger parody of Arnold's voice instead of Adam and He-Man and recreate that, this is the challenge I ran into. So once I had all the sound effects and all like the backing track, if you notice, my words were not aligning, even though I was saying them exactly and at the same speed, measure, and everything of like the going by the timeline of the cartoon theme, perfectly aligned. I was still coming in late, and that's because I'm going by this and adding all the sound effects. But listen here, in the part where he goes by the power of Grayskull, immediately when he's done saying Grayskull, the chorus is already fired, so he goes by the power of Grayskull, hey man. Now, if you're familiar with the violins and the melody of the song, it's a up down, right? It's a rise fall. It's very like the beat is very triumphant, and then da 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 da, noble, and then triumphant again, and down, noble. It's got this body, and it goes up, and then like sort of down, even though that's up, but you feel the graceful, noble bow, like very humble, and then but triumph. So the whole song is like that. It's right? It's that thing that I said, right? Okay, so you're with me so far? You got your musician's ears open wide? Because that is not the way that the cartoon intro is. In the cartoon intro, they have to, even though the song and every other like normal song and instrumental that you get is the instrumental, but they don't have that extra chop that they needed in that frame when the explosion happens and he transforms into He-Man. Baga! Right? The way the song came out, in that baga, they were on a downward, and I believe I would have done too as a musical director. He came into the room, he was like, why have you missed the cue? And the animators were like, what cue? He's like, you're on a downward, you're on a downbeat when in the most glorious moment. You're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Everything that I explained. So imagine, like, they have no idea what they're talking about. So they had to break it down to them and be like, you see here, if we watch this on mute, right here, he goes by the power of Grayskull, and you hear He-Man, that baboosh, right? Ah, crap, again, the triggers. God damn it, not only did you have the trigger misfire, but we also got added. Yo, this is fucked up. Okay, because this is the whole episode. Okay, so it's not just the intro. But whatever, it's still in the intro. Right? They came in and they're like, the animators, I think they missed a beat. And the animators were probably like, the musicians are the ones that fucked this up. We're going to go on strike, animation strike. So something happened there. I don't know. The crystal ball doesn't show me. It only can show me so much. And so right here, if you follow the tracks that they have as He-Man OST, original soundtrack, instrumental, it follows it perfectly. It's got the chorus, no sound effects. Got to figure that out yourself. I did. And then, if you're following along at that pace and saying the incantation and like vocals exactly like how he says it, you're like, wait a minute, something's missing here. So I figured that out. And it's they were on a, instead of a da da, they were on a da da, like a da 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 da. They needed, that's a triumphant part. And I guess when it went ba ba and it explodes, that scene, it's supposed to be very like the big triumphant, and the song didn't align. So they needed to chop the song, and the 4 little bars right before that, they're like, "Well, how do we fix it?" So that first episode, that's rare to find, the version, not the ones they're showing online that have the fixed versions already, because they clearly came from some like DVD or VHS release after they officially fixed it. But they covered that really sloppily in episode 1. And by like episode 2, they figured it out. They're like, all we need to do is like, instead of like trying to cover it, just split it perfectly at the bar and like get the 4 bars before it and just double that up. So it's the only part in the cartoon they had to do, even though the song is all ba-da, 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 they had to do a ba-da, da-da-da-da-da-da, ba-da, another one. And that's what was throwing me off the whole time that I was trying to be like Arnold Schwarzenegger and do the parody. I'm like, it's not me. I'm not late. It's not my performance. I just noticed this fucking anomaly. And now you're going to notice it. So remember, let me show you just audio here. Here, right? Here. When it's going to the bridge, that's when he says, by the power, right here. By the power of grace, go, He-Man, I have. It didn't go up, right? It went down. They needed another up, so it like, like aligns with the, right? You get it, right? So the instrumental didn't have it. And even though I lined up the right timing of the instrumental and I got all the sound effects and I created a track, it was still fucking me up. That's what it was. Now, let me show it to you. You're going to hear one more time. Listen to it. This is the one without the little necessary piece that they need to line up with the animation. By the power of Grayskull. They need another because of an accent. Okay, but they don't have it. So that was messing me up. All that is what it took. And that's why I'm doing this breakdown, because it's fascinating, the things that you learn. Let's just look for just the theme song. It's gonna be a good movie. All the previews. You would think that by part 5 already, you're like, oh, okay. Looks cute. Looks cute. Is this just the theme? Okay, because I don't need another 20 minutes and then 50 ads just to see a 2-second. Okay, watch and listen.
And the master.
You already hear a difference, right? It's faster. So, da-da, and now you're hearing it's like, da-da, you know, like you clearly hear a difference. Like all these little things that you got to do when you're sound engineering. So I had to recreate the song with the sound effects. I'm going to show you that we're leading up to my final production, a replication of just exquisite music from our times, you know, and just great music. The composer, you know, the artist of that song, like, did so many of like those themes that we love from the 80s. But one more time, listen to it. Sounds so slow compared to the actual. But this is the official OST theme song, instrumental. Right? It's like, ba, ba, da, ba, ba, and this one is like,
And the
like
master
whole octave
of the
higher.
universe.
This is faster.
I am Adam, Prince of Eternity.
Remember, we're waiting for the part where he says, by the power of Grayskull, and the song usually goes, you know, it consistently follows a up, down, up, down, up, down. Easy, super. It was like the cheat code to like all 80s theme songs, like DuckTales, everything back in the 80s, right? 80s theme songs. It da-da, ba-da, ba-da, you know, it was the whole song. but they needed it for the animation. Something happened there where it wasn't aligning. Let's watch it now. Now you're gonna hear a ba-da, you know, the standard ba-da, 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 and then another ba-da, when normally you're expecting a ba-da, right? Do you get it? Everybody follows you, right? If you know conductor language, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, musician, music theory.
Attorney and defender of the secrets of Castle Grayskull.
I'm just listening to the beat.
This is Cringer, my fearless friend. Fabulous secret powers were revealed to me the day I held aloft my magic sword and said, "By the power of Grayskull."
Up. Back to back to up. Right? Okay. You didn't get it the first time. One more time. One more time. We know the song goes ba-da, ba-da. You're gonna see the double ba-da.
Secret powers were revealed to me the day I held aloft my magic sword and said, "By the power of Grayskull."
And right here, without the doubling and chopping of the song that they had to do, which you clearly know because in episode 1 they left the mistake and they covered it up really sloppily just by playing the same thing double but like aligned incorrectly. Somewhere along episode 3 they finally like chopped it right in audio and just doubled up that part. Because here, the way that the song originally was, we don't know if it was the songwriters or if it was the animators who like didn't align it or forgot or missed something and carried on from the wrong point, which is something that happens in animation because everything's like count and you have to, you know, keep things in order, right? Or it really goes wacky. And here, it was going down already, the song. So somebody said, this is the accentuating moment. This is the moment where it needs to be like triumphant up, not the, you know, humbling down part. And it's just a little hidden beauty of like musical arrangement and composition. The song was perfect. No hate to the creators. This is a masterpiece. And the animators' masterpiece also, right? The most memorable thing ever, right? Amazing. So now you know. And if any of this applies to you, you're welcome. You know, if you are also struggling for some crazy reason, need to recreate the He-Man theme song from scratch, and you are running into this very common issue, it's because you're not doubling up, Junior. You're not doubling up. You're being a sick little twat and just bratting it up, mocking it up. Just bollocks, you can't. That's why you're not doubling up. Listen for the double up. Like, you gotta do 2 ups for some reason, otherwise it won't align. It's not gonna work if you don't do 2 ups. I know, the song is up, down, up, down. They chopped it. Here we go. Up. Another up. And you see why? Because it's like on the bar where it's like, he, baboosh. Man. Alright, triggers are messing up the visuals, but one more time. To have a proper He-Man stream, alright? Who's done 3 freaking hours on an He-Man? Who's done a He-Man 3-hour stream? And this is part 2 of part 17 of segment 3, article C of the He-Man Church of Eternia Constitutional. No.
The day I held aloft my magic sword
Fixed.
and said, by the power of Grayskull.
Without the double up, by this point in the song, if you go following the pace, it's already 2 ahead because it already did the down part and it's on another up, and so they needed to double it up. You get what I'm saying? You get it now? And so you can't find the instrumental anywhere with sound effects. You can't find the instrumental anywhere with just Adam and no sound effects. You can't find the instrumental at the right pace with the chop that you need anywhere for it to be the proper alignment, follow the exact structure of the cartoon. Anywhere. Except here. Would have been better with Echo. Let me show you my remastered version. Well, I can't show it to you. I'm gonna have to play it. Right? Here we go. Let's wind it down.
And the masters of the universe.
Thunder, right? No sound effects. That's what I'm trying to show. No sound effects. Right here. By the power of Grayskull. This is where he would say it. Up. I have the up now. You hear him? I have it doubled up just like they did. Exactly like they did. So I corrected the beat, then I added the sound effects. Watch, you have 2 ups. Now you can hear what I'm saying clearly. But this is what happened. Up, down. There's 2 ups, right? And then this is the final version, with the sound effects, including the filmation. Okay. I should say and punctuate that this is my remastered, no copyright strike, okay? This is my remastered recreation, and this is just for educational purposes. I'm not trying to be like, look at the He-Man song I made. But this is a work of art and a true engineering feat, okay? To recreate the song and not have Adam, just in case you want a backing track and you want to play Adam. Which is exactly what I'm going to fucking do right now. I'm going to play the song, and you can't find this anywhere. With the double up, a double that we talked about, that's really hard to notice. And I don't think anyone's noticed, other than the people that created it, because it was the conundrum that they were in. And to get it at the right tempo, also, the right pitch with the double up, and all the sound effects at the right time. Not easy, but we did it.
And the masters of the universe.
I am Adam, Prince of Eternia and defender of the secrets of Castle Grayskull. This is Cringer, my fearless friend. Fabulous secret powers were revealed to me the day I held aloft my magic sword and said, Cringer became the mighty Battle Cat, and I became He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe. Only 3 others share the secret. Our friends the Sorceress, Man-at-Arms, and Oracle. Together we defend Castle Grayskull from the evil forces of Skeletor. I had to add that. I had to add that myself. Oh, shit. But you get it, right? You get it? Now, one more time for the people that want this instrumental at the right tempo with the patched double up that nobody ever found or may have had trouble and quit and didn't know that was why, with the Hanna-Barbera and official MGM Hanna-Barbera sound effects correctly at the right frequency. Here we go.
And the masters of the universe.
Educational purposes. This is educational. My fearless stream. Fabulous secret powers are revealed to me the day I held aloft my magic stream and said, sorry, I said I wasn't going to talk over it. I'm really scared to get dinged by having the, even though I recreated this and this is for, we're already at 3 hours, right? More than 3 hours talking. Wow. And, so like there's a lot more, right? Hopefully they don't think this is it, like, and they ding me. But anyways, I'm going to shut up because I know if you've joined me this far, the few of you that are nuts like me, like this geeky about He-Man and audio engineering and animation, then you're going to want to hear it here because you can't hear it anywhere else. So hear it here. One more time. Promise. I'll shut up.
And the masters of the universe. By the power of Grayskull.
Anyways, Sorceress, can you hear me? Tell me where you are.
We are trapped in a timeless dimension, He-Man. Only you can free us.
How? What do I do?
You must crush the diamond of disappearance. It won't be easy, and if you look at it for too long, you will be banished here forever.
I understand. Yes, y'all. So it looks like there's more pros than cons, right? The movie won. It's awesome. It's totally cool. It was amazing. The pros outweigh the cons. A lot of things missing. A lot of things were changed. But overall, Best one we've ever gotten. Tremendous, tremendous effort. And good on the studios. We understand your constraints and how you were limited. And how can you pack something so much to give everybody what they're expecting, but at the same time, like, try to make it understandable for people that don't know every single little Easter egg and every little inside joke, you know? So good job. Great job. A very deserving round of applause. All right, as we wrap up the Eternia episode, we'd like to thank you. And remember, you can subscribe and like and all that good stuff. It helps us big time. And, wow, 3 hours, right? Eat your heart out, Joe Rogan. And I don't even have guests, except the voices. The voices are the guests. Oh, yeah, so I have a lot of guests, I guess. Yeah, dude, I got a lot of guests. And, yeah. The Church of Eternia has concluded, peeps. And I'm sure we missed a bunch of things. And remember, if you're the 6th or 7th sub from this episode, we're going to keep track. We're keeping track. See, we keep track of a lot of things. Keep track of the pros and cons of the Masters of the Universe. Keep track of our funds from our merch and our channel goals and what we're shooting for here and why we're selling merch. We don't just want to get rich or something like that or make money. We want to, like, buy equipment and do better quality things, even though we already do top quality stuff. The recap as we wind down. Thank you to the theaters, the actors, the people, the productions, and everyone out there, fans, and artists, and everyone. The power of Grayskull be with you by the power of Grayskull. And right now you're supposed to say, I have the power. And we're signing off. Join us next time, where we will wing it again. All right, we left out a lot of talking points, but maybe we'll catch up on those on some other time. We'll have a chance. Like how Tila 2026 looks like Tila 1986, right? Everybody was talking shit about Tila. And I'm like, wow, she looks like the 1986 movie character. Was that on purpose? Is that her daughter? Like, wouldn't that be cool? Like, wow, that's pretty cool. So did you like it or not? Leave your comments. Was it better than the 80s movies? With the Cosmic Key and Wildor? Wildor! I call it the Cosmic Key. No, we want Orko, not Wildor, okay? And we want Eternia, not Eastern New Jersey, okay? But anyways, 2026, you killed it. The movie, not the year, okay? Not the year. All right, y'all know what's up.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
And the trivia answer of the show tonight, of the cameo, which character made a cameo that most people didn't notice? It was not Dolph Lundgren. It was very quick. It was in the seizure of Eternos and the Palace. He-Man, why don't you tell us who it was?
Skeletor's Robot Knights.
That's right. You guys catch that? Did you see the Robot Knight? I'll call all warriors from around the universe. That was the ultimate cameo. Bet you missed that one, or bet you remember, but you're like, oh yeah, that's right. It was quick. They did like a quick pan through. And I was like, wow. And that is why, ladies and gentlemen, we sign off. And before we do, we're going to go ahead and give it the final bro. The aforementioned and nice little Easter egg.
Skeletor's robot knights.
By the power of Grayskull.
See you, everybody. Next time, come back. Thank you and be safe.